Oh boy, and we are live. What is up, my buddy boyos? What is up, my dudes? My Duderino cappuccino pappuccinos? What's going on? 0 watchers so far. Good job, guys. Good fucking job. 0 watchers, of course. We got 2 people in now. Oh my god, we got 2 people. What is up? The mystery gang is here. Shout out to the Cope gang for being in here, being involved, being active. What is up, my guys? Today should be a fun show. Start a little bit early, so we're going to get started early today. I had it scheduled at 5, changed it to 4, so we're all here now. We're all good to go. It is a Saturday afternoon in your prime. Never forget that. In your fucking prime. And you're here on a random YouTuber stream watching memes and other shit. Holy shit. Boy. Went on a walk earlier today. Went on a walk, did some pull-ups in the pull-up bar near my house, which is nice. Ate some chicken. Already had dinner, so I'm ready to go. I can go for a long time today and tomorrow as well. Hey, how's it going? Hey, going pretty good today, actually, surprisingly. Bro, there was a debate between an Incel and Nama Cates. Really? You have a link to that? I wonder if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Month ago. Huh. I might look for it later, I guess. Or you can send the link out. I think you're a mod. You can actually post links in here. So you can post links if you have to. Shout out to Arjan becoming the first Curry heavyweight MMA champ. Yeah. What's up, genitals clutch? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I fetched it for you. Yeah. Is it on her? I think she has a podcast, right? So she has to be on her podcast at some point. I have to look for it later on. Or you can shoot me the link. Oh boy, let people get in here. We got 8 people now. Let people get in here so we can show memes for about an hour. Got a lot of memes to show. Not a lot of memes, but we have a few articles to read. Chipotle maxing today. No, I had some chicken earlier. I'm trying to maintain my diet a little better than I have been for the last week. So I got some chicken earlier, and then I had some made breakfast this morning, and then made lunch. So I'm probably sitting at about 1,500 calories today, which is pretty good. Normally I'm right at maintenance or something like that, so I don't want to be at maintenance anymore. I'm trying to cut weight. So, oh, here's the link. Open a new tab. Modern day debate. I'm glad Nate pointed out that not only subscribed to Black Pill, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. I have to watch this. I don't want to watch it on stream. I'm afraid I might get a copyright strike, but trying to read the comment section to see how things went. Nama won't debate me. Todd Thundercock. Goddamn. Very insightful. I thought answers were toxic little trolls who couldn't get laid. I have no idea how much deeper the issue is. Educational and entertaining. I can't believe people even think this way. I thought why would you think any of all of anything is this way? You fucking retarded? You gotta be fucking retarded to think that way. No way you can think that way. But I guess a lot of people do. People have a huge misconception about the issue. This debate did suck. Repeat with a black pillar. I don't get this debate. Both men and women choose partners on looks. Mostly, it's always been this way. And what the fuck is a black pill? The black pill is basically the idea, logically correct, that young women have higher standards in terms of looks. Young women can usually date up, blah. I would argue it's an overgeneralization of successful women data. No, it's not. It's simply a matter of fact. Raffle. 90% of women are average or below. The vast majority have negative zero issues getting sex. Women do not always move data up. Sorry, I'm reading the comment section off screen because I don't want to like do too much with this. This is like pretty weird. This is kind of ridiculous. I'm a 27-year-old, good-looking still virgin. It's my own choice. There's nothing bad about it. In fact, I'm proud of it. Bullshit. I'm addicted degenerate. I would have been some addicted degenerate. I'm already dealing with a loss that I don't like. Just wait until marriage. You're gonna be waiting for a long time, buddy boyo. It's my own choice. You already answered it. Yeah, like therein lies the problem. What the fuck are you even talking about here? Is incel only a person who can't get sex of the opposite gender? By the standard, is a very low bar for humanity. There are Western countries fertility rate 1.4. The real debate should be why we no longer form families. Yeah, that's really the question here about for society, especially. Society needs to answer these hard questions about the gender dynamics between people. I don't want to read this on screen. Maybe I should. I don't know. The difference between having sex and getting pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Not if you worship Gab or Jeebus. Incel means not being able to get your partner of your liking. If you are 2 out of 10 statistically, you have no shots at 9, 10. Everybody understands, blah, blah, blah. Blah. Casual sex, hookup culture. You have to black pill your name, actually blue pill to fuck. You don't okay. Yeah, I might have to watch this later on. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow on stream or something like that. Thinking about those memes. Everybody wants the memes early. God damn. The amount of people who came to watch that stream. How did you come up with the name Saturday Night Incel? Oh, some guy named Amaral. I think he's still he's normally in my stream. He's not on my stream. He's normally still watching, normally lurking. And he gave me this weird pitch. He was like, "Oh yeah, SNI, Saturday Night Incel." I'm like, "What? That's a good name." So I just took it. He didn't say anything about it, but like, yeah, I thank him every I try to thank him every stream about how good how good of a name it was. Pretty good, bro. I was in the comment sections, literally debating this one dude, but I was able to educate someone about the black pill. Oh boy! All right, let me pull up the article I wanted to read real quick. Let me pull up this article. There's 2 I want to read. There's 1, and then there's 2. There's another one I wanted to read. Shit. What did I look it up at? Shit. There's 2 articles I wanted to read. The demographics? It wasn't demographic. It was some other article I wanted to read. Look at my search history real quick. Hold on, guys. Yo, I'll have memes soon. Oh, fuck. Where the hell's the goddamn... Where the hell is my history at? Blah, 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 blah. More. That's not what I want. Yeah, I'll read 1 article today. I'll have to find the other one later on tonight. Okay. Put this over here before I read that, though, to show some memes. Let's see. Let's see. We got some blah, 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 blah. In order to take an L, as they say, you have to have something to lose in the first place. Yeah. Will you cover demographics in the future videos? I guess I could. I feel like that's sort of the realm of like First and Informatics. I tend to like let them do the research because they do a pretty good job on it. But like, I don't see a reason to like. I guess I could cover it because it's not like I think I covered it in one video about demographics and the natural increase and decreases of the demographics. It was like what's it called? What's that video called? I forgot what it's called. But I covered the demographics in one small video, basically about the birth rates. But yeah, actually, normally I cover demographics on the stream, so I feel like I could take clips from the stream and then make it into a video, I guess. Because I cover it pretty well. In order to take an L, you have to have had something to lose in the first place. Over. Seems like normies are recognizing the issue of incel, but then decide to reject the black pill. Interesting. Well, yeah, because like the idea that like you can't control it is extremely nobody likes that idea that like, oh well, it's out of your control. Well, there's stuff you can do, like you can work out, blah blah blah. Okay, like none of that stuff is gonna fix my face. None of that stuff is gonna fix my bad social experiments. Like people don't realize how much of this stuff has to happen at early on in your in your life. Like getting a social circle needs to happen pretty early on in your life. If you're like a 29, 35-year-old incel and you have a social circle, dog, it's over at that point. You can't find one. Like, good luck finding one. It was so much easier to find a social circle back when you were in high school or college than it is to find one now that you're like 35. Like, people expect you to already have one. If you don't have one, then you're just going to be an individual walking around the world with nobody around you. So like even like the stuff that they suggest for you to do, a lot of those suggestions are given in they're given in good faith, but the problem becomes, or maybe they're not given in good faith. I think they're given in good. I think their heart's in the right place, but what they don't seem to realize is that in reality that a lot of those issues you should have taken care of those issues back when you were in high school or back when you were in college. You can't fix those issues now that you're like 35 years old or 29 years old or 28 years old. It's too late. Hypothetically, if you were to get a girl with GF, would you lead the black pill? I thought about this a lot. I'm like, it would probably change my perspective on a lot of things because, as the old saying goes, everybody's like one blowjob away from leaving the black pill or being going back to the plantation, quote unquote. But I still do streams. I probably would. Had to do them in secret, I guess, but I probably still would do streams. I don't see a reason not to. Have you heard that the King Trustbeard, the German fairy tale collected by the Brothers Grimm, is described very well in hypergamy? The princesses in that story were all mocking all her suitors for being no chads. Oh. It's like when a Count Dooku told Obi-Wan to his face about the Sith and how the Sin is corrupt, and he didn't believe it. The story was written in 1812. Mr. Zuckerberg put all his stats into IQ and wealth, but forgot about neurotypicality, face, and charisma. Sad. Oof. What if you grew up in a shithole and went to school with degenerates? Is it better to have the company of losers or be a loner? Oh, like human beings have a need for contact. Like you should definitely try to find people who are like you. It's always definitely typically how we find friends to begin with. We find people who attract like to some extent. So if you're around people you literally can't make friends, that's just a matter of location. And sometimes, once again, like you have no control over like what school you went to, like because your parents lived in a neighborhood and you had no control over that either. So like you're kind of fucked to some extent. So like a lot of things can happen to your life. Like people don't seem to like realize that like a lot of it just comes down to circumstances. It's not a matter of like, oh, you're just you just didn't try hard enough. Like no, dog. Like you're successful because of your circumstances. Like you're not successful because you're just a better person. I mean, maybe you might be smarter innately, but like at the end of the day, like smarter or maybe more attractive innately. But like even then, you didn't have any control over that either. So like I can't even grant you that. I can't even like grant you that as being an effort. You'll control your looks. You'll control how smart you are. At the end of the day, it all comes down to circumstances of your environment. If you grow up in a shitty environment, then you're gonna have a shitty outcome to some extent. I'm not saying you can't escape it, but like for a lot of people though, the environment is king. You can't go back and change your genes. So the environment is all we have. All right, let's get the memes up. Holy shit. Pretty good start to the chat, though. This is pretty good shit. Okay. Start off with something, the wonders of makeup. The power of makeup, rather. Okay, here we go. Got 17 people in here, so we're going to start. I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Shit, I forgot to share my screen. Share screen. There we go. The power of makeup. I love it. Fucking potato. This is your new looks match, boyos. This is what you have to look forward to. Should probably put these memes in a PowerPoint so I can just go through all of them really fast. But whatever. This was going to be this thumbnail for today's video, but I didn't. I'm not. I picked a note. Picked this one here instead. Makes sense. Soy. Look at this guy. Absolute soy boy. But I guarantee you, this guy he posts on incel tears, and he's like an incel in denial. He's like, I'm a blue pill incel. Women are wonderful, and women can do whatever they want. And if you're a misogynist and you don't vote for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you're just a bad person. How dare you? Yeah, isn't that like the epigenetics thing? Environment can impact genetics. Isn't that the epigenetics stuff like that? Let's see. It's looking to be more politics in nature, but this is it's going to show the progression of the Republican Party who conserves nothing. The Democrats are the real racist. Neo-Leninists are the real transphobes. It's like the transition was so stark. You're today you're a staunch conservative. Tomorrow you're a neo-Leninist or a Leninist die cis scum hating man hater. Look at this. Let's see. This one's pretty good. I love this one here. Good old Pepe memes. Can't go wrong with these. No fucks ever given. It's an old meme from a few from a few weeks back from our the shipping stuck on the Suez Canal, but it still work. I like this meme a lot. No fucks ever given. Love it. Let's see. Here's the thumbnail for today's video. I like everyone can see it, but I like this meme a lot. It's pretty good. Wait, it's all just endless suffering? Always has been. Oh shit! Who could have guessed? What is this? Get out of here, Edge Browser. Ew, disgusting. Who the fuck uses the Edge Browser? Whoa. Let's see. I don't want to show all the memes today. Here's how Italians cope. This is when you reach the end of your cope if you're Italian. Pasta la vista, baby. Mamma mia. uh. Mamma mia. This one's gonna be kind of once again more politics related, but it's always gonna be it's always good. Back in the past, don't forget to put the lamb's blood over your windowsill so I can skip by your house so I don't kill your kids. Over here, it's like, huh, mom and pop's deli. Some things never change. Black Lives Matter sign, LGBT. It's like, oh well. Let's see. What's this one here? Nah, I don't want to show that meme yet. Leave it off. Here's an old one, but a good one from back in the past. It's a good meme. Soylent, the soy boy, ready to drink. I'm pretty sure this is like definitely not real, obviously, but like it's kind of funny. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy. Pasta la vista. God damn. This one's a pretty good one too. From demisexual gay trans man says his asexuality was the hardest label to define. It creates a lot of questions. Latest post: Vagina Museum to reopen with a history of periods. It's like the fuck. This is gonna be the future of headlines. This is the future of headlines. In fact, this is current headlines. Here's something we covered in the past. This is the soy boy. Let me read the comment section real quick. Hold on. Probably show the meme. Brutal. I'm coping with Diet Coke now. Better than full sugar for you, I guess. Yeah. My ass off. Always been suffering. Angry Italian noises. What's up, y'all? What's up, Black Earth? Mussolini had entered the chat. Loading that ER-15 with pasta. Life is about breeding. Fuck Armageddon, this is hell. Life is about bubble tea. Put garlic on dollar, call it garlic bread. Bro, Skippy made a video saying he's not an incel. He needs to fucking, I don't know, you better come to this fucking reality. He's weird. So many Black Lives Matter signs here in San Diego. I can't imagine why. Trying to get robbed. People where I work are talking about the Great Reset, Agenda 21 and 31, Civil War, and how the vaccine is evil, was changing your DNA. I guess I don't work with NPCs. Maybe not. Billie Eilish is the MK Ultra victim. She sings in a whisper and her has black ink leaking from her eyes in music videos. Didn't she like have sex with her brother or some shit too? Isn't that like true? BLM gang versus the Crips. BBC is running out of a lot of trans headlines lately. I'd believe it. For the completely free woman, the man is nothing more than a substitute for the obligatory vibrator. She can change it whenever the batteries run flat. Oh god, that's a really good one actually. Top tier. I thought you chose the picture from your stream not for the meme, but for the myth of Sisyphus, the guy with the big rock rolling in the boulder up the hill, only for it to. Yeah. That's exactly why I picked a meme. That's exactly why I picked a meme. I know the meme, or I know the meme, but like yeah, it's pretty bad. Roll down the hill every time it's near the top, repeating this action for eternity. Yep, that's the history of mankind. For us to keep creating and for only for us to destroy ourselves over the long time. Over the long term, anyway, especially. Anyway, here's a new meme. Incel, go out, incel, go out, incel. I called him an incel. Can I fuck now? Look at these guys. Incel tears. Look at these dudes. Of course. The poor simp will do anything to get validation from a woman. Anything. Oh yeah, did you guys hear about this? What's her name? I don't know this particular star, but apparently he's marrying this porn star. This prawn star rather. And this is the husband. This is the man marrying her. She's a former porn star, maybe she might even still be a current one actually. She's been ranted by so many, and he's marrying her. And it's like, oh god, look at this guy. Like, this isn't the epitome of alpha fuck beta bucks. I don't know what the hell it is. Whoa. Okay. What is this? Here's one. We live in a dystopia, not the cool kind. Like wearing a trench coat and they're eating noodle soup in the rain, kind of in Chinatown. Cool. Like we live in a horrible dystopia. Dystopian nightmares. This one's pretty good. I like this meme here. How females shoot their shot. This is gonna be perfect. How females shoot their shot. She looks at you. She looks at you. Whatever, his loss. It's like it's like this is perfect. Look at this guy. God damn, it's true. Let's see. Go back up top. Work, eat, sleep. Yep. Over from Mencells. Mysteries go. Have you heard of Hell by the Dashboard Light? Yeah, I know him. I don't know him, you know what I mean? Like, I know of him. He has some controversial theories within the Black community. I think he subscribes to Oofy Doofy theory. Yeah, I know. He's definitely been in my stream, but not on my stream, but in my chat for the stream before. Soy boy rip. Yep. Do you think women are emotion cells? Oh, like M cells, like the basically they want emotional commitment. I don't know. That shit's weird. Dashboard intended to stream today. Actually, his stream is still scheduled, but he has not come live yet. Oh, huh. Damn. He looks like Seth Rogen. She averaged 2. Yeah, but she's taking a mile of cock. So you see that kind of guy here in Germany, skinny with beard. Yeah. Dashboard listens to these streams. You guys make any progress this past week on what? With skinny jeans. Oh shit. She's not a slut anymore. She changed. Yeah. I think women want feminized betas for mating and aren't intimidated by Chad because they can't be controlled. He says that the live stem means that men in their prime are delaying starting a family. Huh. Basically, he thinks that women want to be the in the superior position to the man in the relationship for the most part. Yeah, that's the basis of Oofy Doofy theory. So at least from a look perspective. So like, I look better than you, so I'm not under the so I know that you won't leave me in a way, and that way I have more control than you do. Hmm. Hold on, I got more memes. What is this? This is pretty. This one here's pretty brutal, actually, from a women's perspective. Look at this shit. Bumble, Emily, 43, University of Virginia. Shit. I'm just looking for a guy who will go buy me a Sunday coffee so I can stay home in bed. I'm funny, smart, love sports, Stevie Wonder, and tequila, and I have my shit together. If you're generally similar, grab me a coffee and let's give it a go. End of 2020 haircuts reflected in pics. 43, 43, 43. Look at this. Oh shit. Look at this shit. Want someday. She wants kids someday. Want someday. Liberal. Want someday liberal. 43. Look at her eyes. Look at the eyes. Look at the eye area. Her biological clock is done. It's ticking. It's like, girl, you got to do something because like it's over. Like you need to hurry up. Like the eggs are almost gone. Hurry it up. Oh my god. Look at the eye area. Holy mother of God. Oh, this one here's pretty. I don't want to like. Okay, I don't want to encourage anything wrong. I don't want to encourage this one here, but I'm gonna show it anyway. I'm gonna show it anyway. And a bullies be damned. Shoot for a bully-free school. Oh no. Oh no. Someone didn't think this one through. uh Sweet baby Jesus. Here we go. Oh, I gotta get rid of this chat. Internet, you must live your best life. You live in the best time in human history to be excited. How 90% of young guys live. God dang, this is such a good movie too. If you haven't seen it before, holy shit. Mm-mm-mm. Some of these memes I have to save for later on. I'll show one more. How long are we going for here? 29 minutes. I'll read this article I want to read. Let's see. It's a good meme to end this one off on. I don't know. Yeah, that one's too fucking bad. Yeah, well, we'll do some old fashioned lookism here. We'll do some old fashioned lookism. Here's some lookism here. Which one would you guys rather be? This is the hunter eyes over here, or the prey eyes? You can just tell just a little bit just from looking at the eye area. You can just tell like you guys over here look like absolute like just absolute like like strong people. Like you can see the strength in their eyes. Over here, you can just see like the droopiness, the tiredness, the hate to use the word weak, but the weakness in their eyes. You can just see it. It's like, yeah, these ones here are definitely got to be Sylvester's. You can just see it though. Oh boy, brutal. And it's article time now. Article time. Let me read the chat real quick. Read the chat. Gotta go back to the chat. Oh, I forgot to remember to do the chat. Her ovaries have left the chat. Well, it's over for her. Yeah. 1,000 cocks. She probably got menopause and in denial. Dang, she's trying to create an incel. Let's see. The women on Bumble still look good. Not gonna lie, no simping. That woman on Bumble still look good, huh? To each their own. Dashboard seems like he has a chip on his shoulder, and people think he is trolling. He thinks new generation like Asian J-pop looking guys and blacks are largely no go largely, especially if they're 7 feet. Okay. Hmm. Notice how the top part of the hoop looks like a gun too. They knew what they were doing. Dashboard thinks the population of Earth is greatly exaggerated as the replacement rate is not being met in developed world. AI, top-heavy demographics, companies are doubling down on greater scales, etc. Oh, what's up, Dralix? You're back. But I find it disturbing that someone else can see all this stuff and write. I'm not sure what he's going to do there. Dashboard looks at it as an Ubermensch perspective. as an Ubermensch perspective, he believes he's top tier of being strong, intelligent, but women don't want him. So he says women are antithetical to masculine men. I honestly think face is attractive to women more than height. It depends. I think in the extremes, like just diminishing return. So like if you're extremely attractive but you're really short, like people will still be attracted to you, but people are also going to be turned off because of your house. Like if you're like 5'3" or 5'2", like a midget, I don't know if you can make it unless you like somehow status max in some way or money max. Like people are still going to be attracted to you, but they might be turned off to you by your height. You might just say you're too short. Whereas like there's like a sweet spot for like the looks to with if you like put on like a graph, like the looks to height ratio needs to be perfect. You need to be like 6'2", 6'3", with decent looks or good looks in order to like make it. Too tall, you look too gangly, too what I'm gonna call it, too weird. Too short, you look like a midget. So even if you are attractive, so. Let's read this article real quick. Let me pull it up. Where the hell did I put it at? I pulled it up earlier. There it is. Yeah, I actually found this article from I watched the Sargon of Akkad podcast. What's it called? Podcast of the Lotus Eaters. It's a pretty good podcast, but yeah, I watch it, and this is one I found. This is one he talked about. I'm all for feminism, but it's making it harder to date. I consider myself a feminist, but I can't lie. I'm starting to notice its effects on my dating life. This doesn't change my belief in equality. I just hope that men and women can eventually learn to date in harmony because it's pretty messy right now. Number one, I'm hyper aware of every sexist thing a guy does now. It doesn't take much for me to overanalyze a guy's intentions nowadays. Like, that's the problem. You're overanalyzing. Therein lies the issue. You're overanalyzing his intentions. I used to think a guy opening a door for me is nice and polite. That's nice and polite. But largely, gestures like this have been making me angry. Why? Like, this is the problem with you, not the world. I know these guys are offering these acts of chivalry and have no intention to make me feel small or lesser than, but now my eyes have been opened to feminist theory, and it's all I'm able to think about. This almost reads like a joke. It almost reads like a meme here. Like, it reads like somebody's like intentionally saying this to like almost like I don't know. It doesn't seem like genuine the way this is described. Now that my eyes have been opened to feminist theory, like you got to be kidding me. Like, it doesn't even read like almost like this line shouldn't exist, but it does. Guys are starting to think we don't need them anymore. Well, you don't. Except for apparently sex, I guess, but you only want sex with the top tier men, so yeah. Even this guy here is like, look at his jaw, look at this guy. Even though the feminist movement is pretty much the best thing to happen to this world since sliced bread bullshit, it's taking its toll on the dating scene, obviously. The thing is, I'm starting to get a bit of a standoffish vibe from guys, like they're afraid to make a move. Yeah, because making a move nowadays means you get fucked over by the whole system. The whole game is against you. I think it's because they think we don't need them anymore. No, because the consequences of making the wrong move are so much worse than the benefits of making the right move. Therein lies the problem. Like, if the cons outweigh the pros, it's like a no-go. Like, it's too high risk with little reward to back up the risk. So I'm not gonna go cry. I'm not gonna go and cry a river for them, because that's something they're gonna have to figure out within their own psyches. Okay, as if like society has no part in this and that. Oh, just figure it out on your own, buddy boyo. Just figure it out. Just do it on your own. You know, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. It's just something I've noticed, and it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame for you. Like, the problem is you. There's not the problem. The problem is you. Is you. But you don't want to accept the fact that the problem is you. Nobody ever does. But that's the truth of the matter sometimes. If you're reading this, check out Relationship Hero. It's a site largely trained relationship. Oh, I'm sorry, number 3. The best dating relationships advice on the web sponsored. I'm not reading that fucking line. Fuck that. One little anti-feminist comment can completely turn me off. Therein lies the problem. Once again, like, this is the problem I'm actually having right now, where it's like, you say one thing that doesn't conform to like the Democratic Party, or that doesn't conform to like leftist theory or something like that, then like you immediately turn the girl off. She's like, okay, well, I can't talk to you anymore because you're not completely on board with my bullshit. It's a huge problem right now with dating. Like, there's definitely been confirmed in a lot of polls actually, where people say they won't date people who think differently than they do. It's crazy. One little feminist comment can completely turn me off. When I'm out with a guy and he says one thing that's even remotely offensive towards women, I find it really hard to recover. I instantly write guys off that aren't woke to the current social mindset towards gender politics, and I can't let it go. Let's just say I've gone on a lot of first dates and never go anywhere. Yeah, because that's the problem. The problem is you, and the problem is that you think these issues are like you've taken these issues and you made them part of your identity. Like, back then, back in the good old days, like, politics, it mattered, but it didn't matter. It wasn't like a huge part of your identity. Now it's like, if you're against like the transphobic and LGBT plus agenda, then you're like a bad person now. And it's like that's the problem. Like, these issues have become like so moralized to the point to where like women think that you're a bad person if you don't conform to the leftist agenda. It's like guys are walking on eggshells around us. They are. I mean, come on now. Like, and once again, it always comes down to the guy. Like, it's never about, oh, maybe the movement just sucks, or maybe these ideas really are shitty. Like, if people have to walk around eggshells around you, the problem is you. It's not them. Guys are feeling the heat, and we can tell. They're afraid to compliment us or relate to us in ways that they're always taught to and trust me. This is a good thing. However, women still like to be pursued. At least I do. And it's unfortunate that finally standing up for our rights and demanding respect, we've totally scaring men away. It's so messed up and a total shame. Once again, like, everything she's talking about here completely ignores everything about like mammalian biology or this human biology. The way human beings have always interacted. Like we're doing something that's like counter to our nature and expecting it to work out in the end. It's just not. I've been brainwashed to assume the worst in men. Well, at least she's admitting it here. At least there's finally an I in here. There's finally an I where like the problem is me. All it takes is one quick scroll down my news feed, and I've had enough feminist rants to last me several winters. I think I've almost trained my brain to assume all men are here to try to put me down and dominate me when that's far from the truth. I've made it kind of an automatic reflex at this point, though. Very, very little written here, though. So you finally admit that you've been brainwashed, but you don't want to admit that like the brainwashing is bad for you. The debate on who should pay has never been more alive. No, it's not. The debate now is that if we're equal, it's half and half. But I've been on so many dates where like when women are like, "Oh no, I expect it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna pay," but the reality is that they still expect you to pay. Basically, the new trick now is that, oh well, if you go on a date, she's gonna offer to pay, and if you actually make her pay, the next date won't happen. The expectation is that you're still supposed to pay. That's the funny part about all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. It is bullshit. Let's see. The debate on who should pay has never been more alive. I'm on the side that believes whoever does the asking should also be doing the paying. Okay. So like you're very, very traditionalist in your views when it comes to this stuff, and you're not traditional in the views when it comes to other stuff, though, which is very odd to me. So you expect men to still behave in a way that's traditionalist, but you won't reciprocate those same desire from men. If I ask a guy out on a date, I would expect to pay. Absolutely. If a guy asked me, bullshit. I don't believe shit at all. If a guy asked me, I would expect to pay. I expect he should shell out the money for the evening. It's just the way it should be. However, due to the most recent boost of feminism, a guy paying for the bill could be seen as anti-feminist, and no guy wants to be considered a misogynist in this day and age. The song and dance on who's going to pay has never been more awkward, and it's making dating them much more difficult to maneuver. I'm afraid of scaring off guys for being too feminist. You should be. Like you should be. Like the men who actually would want to date, or the men who you actually desire, aren't going to actually want you because you're going to be too far left. You're too feminist and you want too much shit. The same way I'm hyper aware when guys are being insulting towards women, I'm also afraid that I'm going to come off as being too harsh and dominant, which could easily scare guys away. Feminism is something I'm passionate about, but I also know how guys can get insecure when I talk about it. I don't know what to do anymore. God damn, like every single one of these explanations comes off as like, as much as she uses the word I here, it still comes down to, well, it's still the guy's fault. It's still the guy's fault though, because they're insecure. It's still the guy's fault over here because like, oh well, you know, the song and dance, the men's supposed to pay thing. It's still the guy's fault over here. It's like, it's always the guy's fault. It's always the guy's fault. It's always the guy's fault. Never forget that. For feminists, it's always a guy's fault. There is no personal responsibility or accountability from women at all in this entire article. I haven't even read the whole damn thing yet. I'm just reading this thing off the cuff. Holy fuck, dude. I know how guys can be insecure. Jesus Christ. Take some accountability. Maybe it's your own... If your belief system scares people away, maybe there's something wrong with you. And maybe there's something wrong with that system. This is what I talked about in my last video where I was talking about how, like, if these leftist policies lead to bad outcome, why the fuck would you do that? Conservative women still want Chad, bro. Yeah, I agree with that too. They want conservative Chad. And I'm not talking about Chad, so I'm talking about ideology. Obviously, looks is always there. Like the looks are always going to be a factor, but like the more, I mean, I don't know. This shit's fucked. Men and women already have so much trouble trying to understand Australia. It made us more separate from each other than ever before. Men and women already have so much trouble trying to understand each other. The feminism has turned our society into a bit of a battle of sexes. I'm not on their side or anything. I'm just pointing out that it's currently in some sort of us against them mentality, and it's going to take a while until it smooths out. Well, I'll give you guys a hint. Right now, you're winning this war because men haven't actually gone fully fucking like crazy yet. But the moment men start going fucking crazy is when you start losing the war. Every first date I go on, there's an elephant in the room. It's weird because we're doing the whole men seeking women act when we go on dates, but when we both know that this old way of seeing each other is on its way out. I'm not saying dating is dead, but I think we'll need to find a new way to be in relationships without falling into a sort of forced gender roles. I just don't think we know how to do it yet. Like, why are we rewriting the book on gender and sex and everything like that? What's the point? Like, what exactly is the fucking point? It makes no sense. Like, why are we taking the whole taking everything that we knew about women, gender, sex, life in general, and throwing it out the door and saying, "Oh, then that stuff no longer applies now because we have fucking technology now." Like, no, technology is simply an enhancement or an extension of human action. It's not. It doesn't replace them. Human beings still exist from a biological perspective. You can't just ignore that shit and act like it doesn't exist. Fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. 11. I swear guys are approaching me less. They probably are. I'd approach you less. I would approach you less too. Fuck Christ. In my life. Thank God it's the last one. I can't read any more of this. It's just me or guys doing a lot more looking around than actually approaching. Times are a little weird right now because I guess guys are afraid that when they approach women might offend us or give us the wrong impression. I guess this is a good thing. This is a good thing in a way because now guys have to rack their brain and kind of figure out how to treat women. No, she's missing the point. Men. It's not how to treat women. Men know. God damn it. Men no longer know how to treat you to begin with. What do you mean how to treat women? Men don't even know where to even start anymore. Like, men have no clue. Like, we've taken the whole game and totally destroyed it now. Like, it's like a game of fucking Monopoly, but we're playing it backwards now. Like, instead of getting money when you pass go, you gotta pay money to pass go now. It's like, okay, like, we've taken the whole game, we fucked it over now, and you're wondering why are men approaching me? Men need to figure out how to treat women with respect. It's like bullshit, dude. Women don't respect men who do that shit. Women respect men who are fucking dumb fucking caveman Chad, as they always say, who do very, very fucking very, very in your face shit. Basically, if you look good, it doesn't matter how you treat women because you're going to get respect anyway, and the woman's going to respect you, and it's going to work out in the end. What it comes down to. Okay, so I guess it's kind of a good thing in a way because now guys have to rack their brain to kind of figure out how to. If men have to rack their brains to approach a woman, they're already fucked. It's already over. Like, it's already fucking over. Rack their brain to kind of figure out how to treat women with respect and see us as whole people. How could you possibly do that? How could you treat somebody as a whole person from one approach? Okay, at the end of the day, the initial approach is always based off of physical attractiveness. It's always based off of that. You can't just say, treat me as a whole person. I don't know how to do that from an initial approach. It's literally impossible. It's literally impossible. I know nothing about you. Okay, I can see that you have a fat ass and nice titties. That's all I fucking know. Okay, and I'm attracted to that shit to approach you. It has very, very little to do with, like, oh, seeing me as a whole person. Damn, fuck no, dude. Okay, I'm turning you into an object, and from the initial approach, I'm turning you into a sexual object, and you're turning me into a sexual object. You have no clue who I am, and I have no clue who you are, but we know that we're both attracted to one another. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day from the initial approach. That's a good thing, but it's been a while. But it'll be a while until we see that as a dating trend. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. Everything she said here is just blaming men for, like, the problem that a feminism has caused. They don't give a fuck about actually fixing the issue. It's like, oh, there's nothing wrong with my crappy ideology. There's something wrong with men. Men just don't know how to respond anymore. It's unfair. It's like, fuck me, dude. Holy fucking shit. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Let's read some articles here. I want to join the stream. Okay, well, I'll let you join when I have the chat thing ready to go. I know I had another article I wanted to read. I loaded up 2 last night. Oh, I never actually load them up. I just, like, put them in my Oh, okay. You just do Control H. Oh, that's how you do it. Hold on, guys. I'm not looking at my chat anymore. Give me a sec. Let me find this second article I wanted to read. That's not it. What am I looking for? Holy shit. Yesterday. I cannot find out. I'll read it tomorrow, I guess. It's not a huge deal. That was a pretty good one to read anyway, so. Mystery Fits and Facts, yeah. For getting taxed the shit out of in the US, at least you get free healthcare in university. Conservative women still want Chad. Yeah, I agree with that. It's always your fault. Yep. Have you ever tried to ignore a feminist? Have you ever tried? I try not to interact with feminists, but so many women are like feminists or in this like weird leftist mindset to where the point to where like they're fucking insane. Like it's hard to fucking talk to women nowadays. It's hard to actually have like a genuine like get a genuine conversation with them because they're always like playing with women nowadays, or dealing with women nowadays, like playing Minesweeper on the computer. It's like I'm on hard mode. It's like you make one mistake and it's over. It's over. Like one mistake and it's over. A red flag and it's over. Like nobody's willing to give people the benefit of the doubt anymore because they don't have to. At the end of the day, the environment has made it so women no longer need men for safety and security anymore. For money anymore. So like they no longer have to deal with all the stuff that men like anymore. At the end of the day, if men want submissive women, then you're gonna have to get them somewhere else. You're helping single moms raise their kids. How about Death Row as a visionary, to be honest? Just recently been binging his streams. He goes off a bit of a dome on politics and gender relations. Highly recommend. Yeah, I have to watch his stream for sure. Conservative women deserve Chad, though. An honorable reason. Men have already gone crazy. Dating is a scam. Conservative women deserve disability. They don't deserve Chad, right? Get it right. Yeah. At least they're still on the right mindset. Now, you'll find that conservative women will still say some feminist stuff. Like they still want to work. But at least they have some of the right thought process that's still correct. But did they deserve Chad? No, I think they deserve stability. They deserve better than what a feminist chick gets. But must destroy the Soy Boy Empire and conquer their territory. Oh God. Oh shit, you're right. I'm helping them have equal rights. Laugh my ass off. Normal guy, please just don't be a complete flute and treat me like you would Chad. Simple. It's so simple. I don't think there's such thing really political women. It's all fashion artifice for foids, like a collage in a magazine. They wouldn't die for any of these ideals. Why would they? It's true. Like the thing is that if you actually want to get with a woman nowadays, you have to like, I hate to use the word frame here because frame has been such a meme word, but you have to like conform to their frame now, especially if you're not Chad. You have to conform to the feminist frame. So it's like the moment you say anything outside of the norm on politics, like you say like, okay, well, I don't really co-sign this like weird trans stuff. Like I've done it with someone before. I say I don't really co-sign the weird trans stuff, and they'll look at you like you have 6 heads, like you said something that's like you said something that's like heresy. It's insane. They wouldn't die for these ideals. They sure wouldn't fuck you for the ideals either. To be honest, I've met some horrible dudes out there. I've also met some horrible dudes. Yeah, that's true. If she doesn't treat you like a king, she's fucking garbage. A conservative woman is a woman who wants a conservative man, so she positions herself in that way. Leftists have skewed view of the world. For example, we all know the majority of blacks are Democrat, but to take the info and think all blacks are Democrat. Got a lot of comments to read. Remember, women always invade male spaces. Yeah, we're gonna assume that's what the femcel movement was all about. Femcells. Oh yeah, we're incels too. Look at us. No, you're not. Women are conservative when they approach 30. Why are men not approaching me and allowing me to reject them? Why is Chad not committing to me and being alpha bucks? Why can't I just get a body count over 100 plus? Modern women, yeah. Not a battlefield, William. If you don't treat them like an object right away while being attractive, you're either a friend zone or a nasty misogynist. Anyone joining MGTOW Dictionary stream tonight? I haven't done that in a while. Probably not in like 3 streams. It's too hectic sometimes, so I don't like, I don't hate the guy at all, but look, kind of like his streams is too hectic, so I tend not to hop on. Do you guys think that by nature women have an advantage when it comes to sex? Think about in primitive times, you survive, you guaranteed pussy if you're near a woman. William, 1 month ago, police got shot just 2 female coworkers fled. Fucking Christ. Women love the system, to be honest. They just want Chad Alpha Bucks, but they don't care about the sub 8 men. Their issues have little to do with the system and more to do with the Chads not committing to them. Lord Farquhar was the best suitor for Fiona. The writers led us to empathize with Shrek, even though he was a hideous Scottish monster with an anger problem. Minesweeper. Yeah, that fucking game. You hit one fucking wrong mine and blows the fuck up, and it's like, what the fuck happened? Like, how could, we were doing fine until I was actually honest with you. Now that I'm honest with you, it's like shit blows the fuck up. It's crazy. Money doesn't change people. It just allows them to be who they really are. Freedom for women is the same thing. Freedom allowed them to be who they truly are. Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. That's why I think that freedom is like a non-starter for me to some extent. Like I think that people need I think constraints are good. Constraints on behavior is good actually. It keeps people in line. It keeps people fucking it keeps people fucking from doing stupid shit. And generally it keeps society functioning. The moment you start deviating from like keeping controls on people, like when these things start going wrong. I'm not saying I'm trying to be like a fucking fascist here, but like at the end of the day, like there should be some level of freedom, but also some level of control too. There need to be rules for society. There need to be rules of engagement to some extent when it comes to people. You can't just have freedom here, freedom there, freedom everywhere, and expect things to work. Like, what is this? Whatever. Hold on, guys. I'll be back in a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. 32 people in the chat. Dang, I gotta start letting people in here pretty soon. It's already been an hour. Holy crap. I'll be back in a sec, guys. What's up, guys? I'm back. All right, let's do it. Let's see. Keep reading some comments here. Tommy Lauren is a tradcon. Yeah, and she's definitely very, very feminist in her thought process. I think she's in favor of abortion too, which is very funny for a conservative. Sup, Incel. Sup, Mog. Starting to think today's workforce is not for men. It's becoming killer for. Oh, it absolutely is. Absolutely is. Yeah. I talked to conservative women. They only want to stick to their values if they can get Chad. I'm telling you, tradcons just want Chad husband that they want to submit to. That they want to submit to. Yeah. Tommy Lauren is a pump and dump. Oh shit. The left gets what the left wants. A few females have been popping up in black pill chats. Yeah. Stacy's who can't get Chad become Karen. This is why I support anarcho-capitalism. The reason for this is because women either get to work or find a man. You wouldn't have this feminist nonsense. Where is my Lord Drolix? What the fuck? Yes, he's highly gifted, speaking 8 languages already at a young age. He had interdisciplinary prowess. Okay. Grotesque welcomes women to invade his streams. The maniac. Incel chat or chill. Chad Thundercock and Incel chat or chill. Consequences or constraints. Yeah. I call constraints consequences. Whatever word you want to use for it. My lord. Tipping intensifies. Oh god. Oh my god. I'm killing myself here. Here's one for you guys. Show one more meme and I'll let people on. Pikachu, you thunderball. I love it. Oh god. This is how we all want to go. for Pikachu on our hand, ending our lives this way. Oh my god. All right. Remove that from the stream, hide that, invite, copy clipboard, go over here, plus this, click that, pin message. Yeah, Drawlix is an incel celebrity, dude. He is. Incel celebrity. Holy shit, people have like hopped in here instantly. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, guys. What's the chat's best YOLO picks for the market this week? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Dogecoin actually dipped for a second there. I don't know, dude. I think a Dogecoin is going to $1. I think it's going to $1, dog. YOLO. You only live once, my dude. Fuck it. Hop in that shit. Somebody else wanted to hop in here too. Was it who said that? Who is this? What's up? What's up, Blackbird? I see you in there. I see you. Give me a sec. I think Hubert Humphrey wanted to join somebody's stream. I don't know who his name is, but all right, let's 1 and 2. Hello? Hold on, give me a sec. Let me change my audio back to my headset. There we go. All right, we're good.
Like the whole black pill, it's over. Like nature versus nurture thing. I started to see it, and we're gonna talk about the virus pill or the abortion pill.
Will you see it in what?
The virus pill, the COVID pill, or the abortion pill.
What about them? Like you see it in those two things?
No, I'm just saying. Like, are we gonna talk about the abortion pill or the COVID pill?
Oh, I don't know. I was talking about random shit here. Safe moon is going from 0.001. We're all going to get laid. Jesus Christ. It's not letting me in. Letting me. Sorry, guys. Hubert, get in here. Find a way. Make it work. New ideas. Anyway, people got stuff. People got topics want to talk about. Bring up.
What's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
What's up, Drawlix? What's up, Black Ronin? What's up, Straight? I hear you all.
Good.
Let's talk about more degeneracy, but I blame the fucking men in this case.
The abortion pill?
No, there's a UK mom on OnlyFans. She's gonna be live streaming her first
time. I saw that.
My gosh.
And
I saw that.
Paying, like, I don't know.
I haven't seen that, but it's like.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what has this world come to? But it's not her fault. It's the fucking goddamn simps that would pay for this shit. Like, you know, the bitch is doing only what she just sees right. Because, like, hey, if someone wants to see me jack off, I'd pay it.
Yeah, it's looks in the West. It's so sad that, like, people are even, like, subhumans are going to Southeast Asia just for single mothers now. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that's drying up pretty soon. JBW is going to die out because when more Asian women get exposed to white men, they're going to become more hypergamous, and the standards for them when it comes to white men are going to get higher.
I think the standards already went so high when James FT started blowing up, though. You heard of James FT, right?
Yeah, so when
he was already 6. I think it was like Chad Light. Yeah, he's.
I feel like we need to define the lines of JBW.
If you're talking about JBW, like, just be white. Like, you're gonna say like grotesque subhuman can get a Floyd. Yeah, you're right, but I was gonna make a video called Black Pill 102 JBW, and the video I was gonna say just have Caucasian features, like 100 eyes,
or maybe what I was trying to say was it gets conflated with geomaxing and JBW, right? Like
Yeah.
so like geomaxing and JBW seems these days go hand in hand. And yeah, I got some bad news in the sense that yeah, it's getting harder to geomax anywhere, and especially in
Hmm.
Southeast Asia now,
Well, a
because
lot of people want to do Southeast Asia. Like I'm 5'9", but I'm Hispanic, so my face wouldn't do the whole geomaxing JBW thing. But I'm 5'9", so I don't know. I might do okay in Southeast Asia, even though I don't even want to go to Southeast Asia to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So,
So what I'm trying to say is that if like it gets conflated. So if you just want to go, like let's say Thailand and quote unquote the snuggles tourism, then I don't think that's JBW. Like if you're like a guy like seriously wanting to get with a Floyd and maybe start a family and kids, then I would consider that like a legitimate geomaxing. But if you're just going for snuggles tourism,
yeah. Like
what's
I
the
would go to
point?
Thailand no matter what because it looks nice. Same with Indonesia, but I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't want to go there just for a woman now because like it's too popular of an option now.
Yeah, and then like I don't think anyone has actually really defined the lines of geomaxing. It's like, oh, just go to Southeast Asia and you can get a easy Asian girl or something like that. But I got bad news in the sense that for the most men it's like really over. Even if you're in the West and you earn, let's say, even $20 an hour, yeah, that money is gonna carry you like probably 3 or 4 times longer in Southeast Asia. But technically speaking, you're low wage, you're low skill, you're low IQ. Like if you're gonna geomax, you need like a global skill set to actually make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't be a fucking McDonald's worker flipping burgers. No offense to those guys, but it's like realistically, what are you gonna do in Southeast Asia? Like you can't.
Yeah,
And
I
I
I
hate to
just
bring this motherfucker up. The Black Pill 2021 is technically right. You do need a global skill set, but
exactly,
even so, you're competing against all the fucking normies. You know?
exactly. Like the only thing you're gonna get is like if as a like subhuman is like a single mother.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind
and
of the name of the game.
yeah, and so from my perspective of the Asian sisters living in the Southeast Asia, the bitter truth is white man is nothing more than
A black man and is basically a white man is basically a black guy trying to run a BBC game in a white neighborhood now.
no, no, not that. Like white men are viewed as meal tickets. Like it's a status symbol. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say
bitches.
that. It's a status symbol. It's a blue card. It's a blue card, green card ticket, all stuff like that. It's a
Yeah,
Yeah,
ticket.
so from the black pill perspective, yes, Asian women do find, white chads attractive. But as a white man per se going on to Southeast Asia, it's just easy mode. But it's all for the quote unquote wrong reasons. If you just want to get laid, again, you need to define, is it just a snuggles tourism? Uh,
yeah, or does Gerber like Beta Bucks Deluxe?
yeah, and so these women, the Asian sisters, aren't loving you. It's just literally your meal ticket. You're another green card, maxing for them to a better life. So, and then I've been reading this book. I got it from Milton Lamprey's channel, but it's like a Thailand deadly destination, and it really outlines it from like the cultural perspective. How Westerners are seen. Not only by the men from Thailand per se, but also from the women. Like, dude, like you're just going into a culture. If you don't even speak the language, you don't understand all the subtle nuances. Like, you're just walking in to probably get taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'd rather choose. If I had to choose to go at geomaxing, I would choose like South America because I know like a bit of Spanish.
Yeah, if you're like a Latino cell going to Southeast America or South America, I'd say that's probably a good, better choice.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd rather complain about my own like woman in the West because I would tell them like, you know why like you're telling sub 5 men to leave the like Big Ed to leave the West because just to raise some single mother like that is just sad though. Like I don't know, like
Yeah, that's why.
Geomaxing is impossible. It's a pipe dream. Why would you live? Why would you live all your family, leave all your family and friends behind to live in some foreign land where can't relate to anyone? Yeah, I guess that's true. I never really, I guess I have thought of that before, but like, yeah, it's kind of like comes down to like, why on earth would you? It doesn't seem like I know. Like, I'm not saying it's cope, but it definitely seems like men are like not thinking this through. It's like, are you really going to do all that just to see some random, just to get some random strange girl from a foreign land? Like, it doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. Like, if you're going there for like to be a sex bat, maybe just for like a weekend trip or something like that. Okay, I hear you. If you're going there for like to find a wife and to live there, I mean, I guess you could live like a king there, I guess, with all the money you make from America. But like, I don't know, it seems like a huge undertaking to like for any person to take to leave their homeland behind.
yeah,
Like,
you need an online business just to live there.
Yeah, so I advocate leave the West, to be honest, because like the West is dead. But if you can earn your money and make a comfortable living here, you could make extraordinary living else abroad.
I get that why people would leave the West, but I just rather like complain about the West, honestly.
Yeah, and then another thing that most people don't realize is like foreigners come to the US to earn money in GTFO. Like that's always
Yeah,
been true anywhere. Like, Filipinas are like the workhorse of the world. They export their people, all across the globe to work and then bring back money to their poor families in Philippines. So, I mean, it's
hmm
Yo,
nothing new.
Drawlux. Sorry.
Yo,
Drawlux.
go ahead.
Didn't the US have Filipino nurses during World War II, I think?
I believe they did, yeah. But at that time, yeah, I think let me think about my history, World War II. Yeah, like Japan occupied Philippines and then US liberated them. So yeah, there's definitely Philippine nurses that took care of, I guess, USGI.
yeah.
And that's the origin of Just Be White.
That and the Bracero program.
Yeah, and don't forget Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That made modern day Just Be
Well,
White,
the
dude.
Bracero program was for Hispanics, so
I gotta say though, like the rice cells were pretty fucking base back then, the Bataan Death March and just putting all those GIs to 6 feet under. It's good stuff.
Yeah. That's why I always say the whole stereotype about Asian men being weak. That's not true, bro. You have 5'2" Asian dudes in Vietnam cutting down fucking 6'5" Chad Marines and shit. Like y'all not weak.
Yeah, I think like the average gunfight was probably like 15 feet in the jungles of Vietnam. So they would sneak up on them and, it was a massacre.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Bro, looks, imagine being a 6'5" Chad and you get shot down by a 5'2" Asian guy in glasses in Vietnam.
I can't imagine, but yeah.
Basically.
That is pretty brutal. Like now we have like a lot of brutal pills, like the Chad pill or the abortion pill now.
Yeah. Because the thing is, most Asian women don't abort mixed Hapa babies, but they will abort an Asian baby, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pluto talked about this too. Like in the black community, if it's a mixed race kid, they'll never abort it, but if it's just a straight black kid, it might go down.
Yeah. When they mean mix, we mix with white, not mix with Spanish, because that's the one nigga. Unfortunately.
That is
I don't
fucking
know.
brutal.
I haven't
Yeah,
met.
so when they mean mix, they mean with white, not with Hispanic, not with another dark. No, with white exclusively.
Oh, yo, that reminds me. You guys watched Training Day, right? With
Yes.
Denzel.
No, I haven't heard of
So so then in that movie, I forgot what's that chick's name, but yeah, she was Hispanic and he had that kid, and that must be like, black and Spanish kid.
Did the
So
kid look black?
they turn out to be pretty good, I guess.
Yeah. But I never see any mixed race couples that are half black, half Asian. Never see a black and Asian couple. Like barely see it.
Tiger Woods was a half black, half Asian guy, though.
Yeah, I gotta say they're very rare. Like they're very, very rare.
Yeah, it's so weird because I heard like some of them are not like they're not like they're rare because I don't know, they're probably older Asian women that have been run through by Brad their youth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, that's usually it's so funny, like they pass as black as well, like Tiger Woods, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, the darker skin Asians, the darker skin ones, they kind of like act more ratchet, and that's why it's easier for a black dude to get with a girl like that. Like a black dude is more likely if he's gonna date Asian girls, he'll probably get with like a Filipina or like or a Polynesian chick rather than a Japanese or like Chinese. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that. I would rather take that over I don't know, like light skin. I don't know, like
because the reason why, because dry looks will tell you in Asian culture, dark skin is frowned upon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like something brutal at the gym. I was like, approached this one Asian girl. Like she like laughed at me. Like this is the first time I had a girl that actually smiled at me. Like because I live in an Hispanic area too, so like most of the Hispanic girls in my area like they give me that stink like oh he's approaching me like I have to say something or. But she like she was answering my conversation even though I don't even ask girls in the gym honestly. So it was so weird. I don't know if she was been ran through. Maybe she has been ran through, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I live in California, so
yeah, straight.
So far white guys. So like it's like in California, it's like the evil sub 5 white guy in my area. So
straight. I want to tell you something real fucked up. If a bitch breathes, you just assume she's being ran through. It's 2021.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume those women are mostly lying too. Like you'll see online. I don't have any memes about that stuff yet, but like you'll see memes about black women or basically ethnic women talking about how like I hate white men, but then like the whole like but he's the colonizer. I want to be colonized. And it's like okay, like you don't basically.
I want to be colonized by Chad, but I hate the evil sub-5 white men.
It comes down to being envious of white skin to some extent. Like when women are extremely, especially black women, like you see it with that with Serena Williams or what the hell it was with the whole white skin lightening thing. It's like okay, like you're very very self conscious about your skin color, and it's like oh well, with the whole Eurocentric beauty standard nowadays, like you can definitely understand why someone would be like, well, I want to be white, and the best way to be white is to be deal with a white man and acquire the white man's resources and become white and stuff like that. So,
Mystery School, but sorry, Mystery School.
Mm-hmm.
You notice how black women skin bleach more compared to black men. You notice that, right?
Yeah, it's true. Like they are self-hating.
Yeah, you never catch a black man skin bleaching himself, getting blue contacts. You never you never see that, but you see plenty of black women doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know what I mean. You can see with different ethnic groups as well. Obviously, I think skin bleaching is very very popular in Korea as well, where they they'll bleach their skin and stuff like that in order to look more European, I guess, and that's the whole Eurocentric view of the world. Which is what it is, but yeah.
The most first generation Hispanics I see are with white men.
What about the third generation? What about the Zoomer Hispanics? The Zoomer Hispanic girls.
Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yep, knew it. Yep, I knew it. Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah, they love Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah, it's weird. Like first generation don't want me, and like the third generation don't want me.
Yep. Welcome to my life, dude.
Yo, so straight, I have to ask, are you like first gen?
I'm third generation.
Oh, okay. Do you
Like
speak
I
like
don't.
fluent
People say
Spanish?
like what? Yeah,
Do
I
you
know a
speak
little
fluent?
bit. No, I don't speak fluent, but at least I
Okay.
try to speak it when I have to.
Okay, yeah, this is another good topic. Because America has, first gen, second gen, third gen. I don't consider after third gen anything because they're just American, I guess, or Americanized. But like, there's a great divide, at least the way I see it, even in the Asian or rice cell community. It's like if you're a FOB, first gen, second gen, or third gen, like third gen and FOB never mix, and FOB and FOB seek out each other. And maybe first gen and second gen or third gen might intermingle, but once you're past second gen, I don't think you'd ever, intermingle with FOB, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's so like the third like it's funny. Like first, I always said like, oh, Hispanics have a culture where they intermingle because they're Catholic, but oh my gosh, the third like he's saying like, oh, there's no Hispanic incels. Like, yeah, there are the third generation.
Yeah. Straight, especially the ones that don't thug max and don't quote unquote act Hispanic.
So
Well, a
you
lot of it
think
comes.
like,
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead, Mister.
I was gonna say a lot of it comes down to, especially when you get to like third and fourth, and like Drolic said, after you get past third, is really a point even calling another generation. You're just Americanized at that point. But the more Americanized you tend to get, the more ingrained you are into the culture, the less likely you are to like probably going to be want to date within your group anymore, because you're going to think about, okay, well, now that we're established in this country, let me try to marry into another group.
Yo,
Particularly
Mr.
white
School,
men.
sorry, Mr. School. It kind of reminds me of my situation, right? My mother is an immigrant, but my dad's American, and most black kids with Caribbean parents just act like how regular black kids act here.
I wonder why that. I guess well, they're close enough to the U.S. to some extent to like you have enough time to not enough time.
It's probably because they like the hip hop culture. So like,
well, yeah, they're close enough to the U.S. where it's easy for us to export our culture across the ocean to get it to them pretty quick. So
yeah, like girls in Jamaica, they love Cardi B, they love Megan Thee Stallion, they love shit like that.
So
And
I would probably, if I ever had kids, then I guess my kids would be first gen, at least to me.
What are FOBs and ABGs? I know what FOBs are.
Fresh off the boat.
ABG is like American baby, Asian baby girl. I was gonna say American. I said American, but it's like
I think it's a American-born girl.
Oh,
like born in America. Yeah, FOB is fresh off the boat. I mean, I guess you'd consider me an FOB because I wasn't born in US. But yeah, like from your perspective, straight as was it second or third, would interacting with quote unquote the equivalent of FOB Latina, like is there like a quote unquote language barrier or cultural barrier that you see?
Yeah, there is like most of them like there is a not a culture, but mainly language barrier. Like even if I did speak Spanish fluently, like oh my gosh, they probably won't even want me anyway.
Yeah, but I feel
not,
like
what you're gonna say something.
I was gonna say is that you're kind of in the same situation as me, where it's like I don't fit in my own culture as well, but like you don't speak Spanish at all. So my question is, did you grow up around mostly white kids or Hispanic kids?
Mainly white kids. I had a speech delay growing up, so I like had it like my
Yeah, I think this intergenerational dynamic never gets talked about, I guess, in the black pill too. So like from a FOB's perspective, like when you do come to America, you're already at a highly disadvantageous position. Like your job is to assimilate and get with the culture. So you have that barrier. So I guarantee most fresh off the bees are going to be incel by default because they can't fit in
Yeah, that is
on
true.
the
But
on the
mystery
normal
school,
perspective.
mystery school. One thing I noticed, right? How on the East Coast, right, and in like the South and in the DMV, a lot of Black Caribbean kids will come from Jamaica and Haiti, and thug max to fit in with the regular Black kids, but the African kids don't do that. They stay out of trouble. Notice that, right?
Yeah, I tend to notice that too. Yeah, very, very, very true.
I remember
Yeah,
back in 2016 when Trump got elected, or before Trump got elected, he talks about, oh, Mexicans are rapists. Like I haven't even talked about the forced snuggle pill. Like the fact that a lot of forced snuggles happen, and never. We always hear that like the left talk about forced snuggle a lot, and like,
yeah.
but when they do talk about a forced snuggler, like it's always like a white kid because they really want to cover it up because it makes them look bad if they actually say the actual
Um,
forced snugglers, most of the first snugglers.
yeah. But mystery school,
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. What's up?
I was gonna say back to the whole African immigrants coming to America. I feel like there's like a cultural like rift between like Western Black people and like African Black people in terms of like culture and how we get with women and stuff like that.
They actually think they're superior to us to some extent. Actually, they because they come here. A lot of them are educated in their country. They come here and they're also extremely educated. And they think that they're better than us to some extent too. So like they do have this like air of like superiority over us. We're like, oh well, you guys have been in this country for hundreds of years and you haven't actually progressed. But we come here and in one generation we have all this wealth and resources and money and stuff like that. But obviously that ignores a lot of these systemic stuff as well, which they don't really tend to like think is very very true. Or like they like to piggyback off of Black issues, even though they themselves have probably never experienced those issues themselves.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I have a
Yeah.
Nigerian neighbor, so they don't
Yeah,
even.
I can speak firsthand because when I was going through university, I met this guy from Somalia, and this guy, man, like if you know his story, it's fucking crazy. Like he survived some of the most horrific shit that you could imagine, and him and I both went through fucking engineering, physics, calculus. He's a smart motherfucker. Like, and I'm not saying he was a supremacist or anything, like the black supremacist, as like as in, oh, I'm gonna original East African, like fuck the black Americans in, America kind of thing. I mean, he didn't have any of that stuff because this guy's nowhere anything close to, racist or anything. But dude, the determination and the drive that this guy had is like insane. And from a perspective, like I kind of agree, like America, people are so fucking dumb. And I'm not trying to be high and mighty because I went to university and I got a STEM degree or whatever. It's like you guys, when I say you guys, like I'm just speaking in general, like Americans have the opportunity to go to school, to get educated, to do all these great things, like literally. And people abroad that want to come here are fighting tooth and nail to get their position. And it's just like,
No.
Yeah, and then therein lies the difference though. Like you're fighting desperately like achieve something better. There's like when you've been in America, you've been in the West, you've been in any sort of like the problem is that you become complacent. You become very very it's easy to become complacent and like your food's ready, your stuff is ready, and you have a job that it pays decently well. It's easy to become complacent. So like when you've been an American your whole life because you know no other country and everything's kind of just done for you in a way. It only makes sense that you wouldn't like why would you strive to do more when like everything's fine? Like that makes any sense. Whereas like
My problem with
if your life
where
is
I live-
horrible, hold on straight. If your life is horrible or something like that, if you come from a horrible environment, like especially like the guy just described, you have every incentive to actually like do better and become better. You have every incentive there. So like the problem is that like there's probably just like you guys have had more fight because you've experienced actually real oppression. You've experienced real suffering. Whereas like in America, what's the most suffering we have? Oh no, my tire's flat today, or I ran, or the gas is out of the gas station this week. It's like, okay, like, you know, like, these are like these problems fail in comparison to the problem that somebody in a third world country has to deal with.
Yeah,
Where I
school.
live,
Sorry.
what?
Mystery school.
Well, who wants
Mr.
to
School.
hold on. Straight, you go first, then Black Run, and then whoever else wants to go.
Where I live, like I get like there's a lot of male like immigrants coming in like California, because like the Democratic always wants like immigrants, and they come here, they want to like mejor la raza in coming here, and then they like come here and they try to get to the culture, like get in touch with the culture, but they're like, we're bringing incels from like not just like from Guatemala and Honduras as well, and then like they come here, then the forced snuggle cases happen, like, and then all the feminists say like, oh, let's cover it and talk about forced snuggles, like, oh my gosh.
Okay, and Black Running.
What I was gonna say, you ever tried like dating an African girl or trying to approach an African girl? Like they'll say shit like, "Oh, my father told me to stay away from Black Americans or stay away from Black Koreans." I've heard them say that shit to my face. What about you?
I guess because of the way I come across, I don't typically get that reaction from, at least I haven't heard them say that, but like maybe they get it told from their parents, and I don't know, like behind my back. But like I actually have dealt with a few African, you know, girls in my area, and like, you know, going on a few dates with them and stuff like that. And I never heard them say that to my face, but you know, it's definitely one of those weird things where it's like, you know, they have you know, definitely having become a relationship before, that's for sure. So I don't know.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed.
My face though.
Yeah, 'cause one thing I noticed is that they would call us like Bantus and Akatas and Jahirs and stuff like that, and then like I don't understand that, and we don't have any names for them. Sure, we would say shit like African booty scratcher, but that's some shit that little ass kids say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. I was gonna finish off. That friend of mine, he's a electrical engineer working at like Boeing. So, you know, he's doing great stuff. And then I also knew this Nigerian guy also. He's working for NASA right now, and he's getting his master's in electrical engineering as well. So I don't know. In that regards, like, you know, you do meet like people who do great in a sense. You know, you surround yourself with good people or great people, and then at the same time, you kind of get immune to, you know, bullshit and low tier people in a sense. Like, oh, this guy isn't serious, quote unquote, about life. You know, dregs of society. You just like distance yourself from those kind of people naturally.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
have a
pretty much
bit of a sampling bias here too, in a way, because like the problem is if you have enough money, especially in those countries, to actually make it over here, you're probably going to be in the upper crust of those societies to begin with. So like you probably are already going to be educated. That's what oftentimes what it is. So you come here, you're already educated, you're already this, you're already that. So when you come here, you're already at a pretty big disadvantage. I think that's actually borne out by the data as well. But like people that come here legally, not illegally, actually already have enough resources. If you have enough resources to afford to flight over here, you probably are doing okay. So.
Yeah,
countries.
I've seen plenty of those, especially in the rich Chinese community. Like, they're just here because of a status symbol. Like, their parents have so much money, they can afford to send them to, you know, a 4-year university in the US. I mean, like, foreign students pay almost 3 times as much the tuition.
Yeah.
So, you know, I finished with 27K in debt. Like they probably paying like hundreds of thousands, like in the 6 figures to just go school here. Yeah, so there is that like elitism, especially like from the rich Chinese guys that come here to the US. It's just a status symbol.
Well, this is because the left like to bring in immigrants because they think like, oh, we would fix a country with more immigrants.
Like, well, they do tend to vote Democrat, which is true, but I mean for various reasons, I guess. Go ahead, Black Running.
What I was gonna say, that's a situation with me and you because we're both black cells. I feel like they're bringing in more African immigrants over guys like that who are Western or guys like that whose ancestors were fucking slaves is because they want to bring in a new batch of Africans because I feel like they view us as like tainted. You know what I'm saying?
I think because the birth rates in Africa, like Nigeria or Ethiopia, or whatever, have gone up. So they think.
But mystery school, you get what I'm saying by that?
Black Ronin, I have to add, dude, I think you are right. You are onto something. I mean, even if you haven't listened to Kevin Samuels, like you don't need to know that the birth rates in the Black American community is like tanking.
Yeah, it's
Not
because the woman.
necessarily,
Sorry.
but yeah, like the single motherhood is pretty high too. So yeah, like we need more better stats, but it's like there's a lot of black women, quote unquote, dying alone
Mm-hmm.
from Kevin Samuels. So yeah, like the importation of Africans from Africa is probably another the government's cope of trying to
Yeah,
get
and
more people.
the fact that black guys are traveling out overseas because they don't want to deal with the single mothers, and like they can't even get the single mothers. They're like they're getting the single mothers in film. Like, oh my gosh, I remember this 190 fiance with I think it was it Mean Dean or I think it was Tyreek. That got a single mother in the film. Another one that got a single mother in the Philippines. Like, oh my gosh, like, the fact that he also got a single mother in the Philippines, like, really says something about the black community.
Yeah, it's because
At least
sorry.
in the U.S., looking up the stats, I think if because no one gives a fuck about women over 35. So between, the quote unquote healthy breeding age of 18 to 35, like across all races in the US, like the single motherhood's like 38%. So that's basically 1 in 3 women are like essentially single moms now.
Yeah. The fact there's nobody to take care of them. Like, any stuff, like, any blue pilled incel would definitely want to take care of them because he has no options.
Yeah, mystery school.
Huh?
Any old cell would definitely
Sorry,
would take
mystery
care of
school.
them.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that is I feel like the government is kind of fed up with all this BLM shit and people rioting and fucking up their cities. So I feel like if they bring in a new batch of Africans, let's be honest, Africans don't have that same mindset of rioting and looting that we have here. They don't do that dumbass shit. They just want to do their work, go to school, be complicit, and just like go under the radar. You know what I'm saying by that?
I don't know. Some of the Africans I talk to that come here, they very have this like Pan African view of the world of like, oh, we got to stick together to some extent. I'm not sure if that's because they've become Americanized, like second generation or third generation, like they become more Americanized, or if that's because like that's the way they are. But like, they do tend to be more. The first generation tends to be more what's it called, conservative, I guess, in their views because they come from a very third world country, so they probably have conservative views in the religion aspect of it. But like the second, third generation ones, they definitely have this weird not weird, but they have this like Pan African view of the world where like, okay, we got to stick up for our brothers and sisters and deal with stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's because
Nah.
they're adopting black mentality or African American mentality or that's just the way they are. But that's just been my experience though.
For me, it's a bit different. The first generation ones that are fresh off the boat, they distance themselves.
Yeah, that's very true. But the second generation, third generation, those are kids. Like those are the ones that really matter though, because they're the future of the country. They're the future of of that generation. So
Yeah, and
Yeah,
plus black kids who come from Africa, they don't have that legacy of slavery that me and you do have. So the when they deal with racism, it's going to be a lot different. It's going to hit different compared to how it hits us.
yeah,
yeah, I think it's only ever going to be a temporary cope for the government or, try to band-aid society because it doesn't matter if you're African or FOB from SCA. Like eventually by second, third generation, it's like your kids are Americanized.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for the long run, the whole point is the culture is the problem.
Yeah, the
So
culture is like the fact that it's over when you're an old cell. Like, if I was an old cell, I wish I would get a single mother, but in my own country, not like in the Philippines. Like, but the fact that old cells don't even have that option is
what?
very brutal. Old cells.
Why would you want to be an old cell and get a single mother?
Well, just for old cells to cope, though.
Yeah. Back to the whole education thing. Drelux and Mr. School. Ever notice how like women will say they want a guy who's high IQ, right? But they'll get a guy who has a fucking ninth grade education.
Yeah, because he has the looks probably for it, right? He has the looks excuse for that shit, probably.
Intelligence. Your looks is your intelligence to them.
No, but guys, hear me out. Guys in the chat, how many guys have ever heard a Chad speak? And the Chad sounds like he has an IQ of fucking Lego brick.
Too many.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen both. I've seen legitimate like Chads that are high fucking IQ as well. And yeah, those tend to be like, I wouldn't say Elon Musk type because Elon Musk, beauty-wise, he's not like the good-looking guy, but he's a white Chad because he has his status and everything else.
Yeah. But back to what I was saying, do you think sapiosexuality is the actual sexual orientation? Are girls actually attracted to high IQ men?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
Because hear me out.
I
Sorry.
could probably speak from some experience. Like if you do demonstrate some super high IQ, women, there are some women that are attracted to that.
Yeah,
I've
they
seen it
definitely
in college.
Yeah, they definitely notice, like, from the way you speak and the way you carry yourself. They can notice like that you're like, okay, this guy is not like a complete fucking retard. So like, but like, but you have to get past the first test, which is the looks test. You have to get past the looks test first, and then she's looking for somebody who has to high IQ. Then she'll talk to you for a little bit, and then you go along that way. Yeah.
Because I've heard Chad speak, and like some of them sound stupid as hell. I remember I was watching this watching like fucking this one show on TV. They were asking random people in LA to point to where Mongolia was on the map. People were pointing to Egypt, people were pointing to South Africa, people were pointing to China. Like it's just, and most of it was Chad looking dudes.
What you laughing at, Drelix?
Oh, Medicaid black pill.
Oh, I just want to hear.
Yeah, that's
Facts.
so true. That's
Facts.
so true.
Yes, that is so true.
I gotta
seen some
my
sorry.
comrade there. That was like pure facts.
Yes, Chad with glasses. 1 + 1 = 2. Oh my god, you're so hot.
Good enough for me. Good enough for me.
That's literally how women operate.
Yeah, I don't know if I also talked about this. There was a, black chick in computer science when I was going to uni, and yeah, she was definitely honest. Like, she's like, I'm here to find a rich white guy that's high IQ with potential.
Hold up. Was she getting like dick down by Pookie and Ray Ray and now wants a white guy?
She didn't strike me as the promiscuous type. I think she was one of those super rare breeds, like nerdy black girl.
Oh yeah. Me and Pluto actually did a show about that. How black alternative girls or black nerdy girls don't want black nerdy guys. Mr. School, you could speak on this if you had experiences.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and it makes sense that she's there to find, white Chad or white engineering Chad.
Yeah, but a black engineering dude who wears glasses, she wouldn't give that guy the time of day.
Oh, 100%. Cool, but that's also brutal. Another thing, right? Damn, like it's so rare to find another high IQ black cell like in tech. Like in my career, I've only met 2 guys.
Hold up, I'm gonna send you some screenshots of what I was taking at my community college. I was taking Introduction to Windows, and I was doing like binary coding and shit like that. This was back in 2019, pre you know what. So I could send you a couple of screenshots, but that is true. I was the only black cell in my class, mostly right cells.
Yeah, it's always curry cell, right cell, few white guys, and then never a black guy. So it's very rare. And
yeah,
the black guys that are in tech, like I had, at least when I joined this company, the guy that I was there, he was definitely married and he had 3 kids. But as a black guy making 6-figure in tech, yeah, of course you're gonna be married. And then
what race were the kids? Were they fully black? Were they mixed?
I think they were like full black couple. And actually this guy actually might have been like African.
You called it. I called it. Yep, I knew it. Not African American. Yep.
Yeah, but the other guy, he's definitely Africa. Actually, man, I take that back. He might be from Africa, but his wife might be African American.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's also married. Yeah, so if you're a black guy and making six figures in tech, of course you're gonna be married, dude.
Yeah, because I think most high schools and colleges, when you go in there as like a black male, people ask you when other students ask you what you're majoring or what you're studying, and you say anything outside of basic shit or like sports, look at you like you're weird. Mr. School, ever had that happen to you?
Not really, but I guess I wasn't really looking for the reaction though, I guess. But like I did accounting, so it's a whole different story for me. Like even in my classes, there weren't that many black kids, or like maybe like one or two versus and me in there. And it's like, okay, it's like, all right, well.
Same with my college as well.
Yeah, and me, dude. One thing I love about rice cells, right? Me and my rice cell homies, we would study and do our work together, talk about anime and incel shit all day.
Yeah, I have no problem talking about stuff. I actually get along pretty well with other rice cells, Asian kids. That's most of my friends are from Pakistan. I guess technically they're Asian. I guess so. Most of my friends are from that country, so it's kind of like weird how stuff kind of works out that way. But
yeah. Because I feel like with rice cells, I feel like I can relate to them to a certain degree about the whole, because they have similar interests as black cells. Because let's be honest, liking anime is a black cell trait. Let's be honest.
I think it's an incel trait in general.
Yeah, I probably don't announce that I watch anime. It's kind of like
taboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't till I didn't in my job I'm working at, my waist sleep job I'm working at, till someone actually mentioned, like, do you watch anime? Like I used to watch anime. Like I read more like comic books than I did anime.
Yeah. But one thing I noticed about those communities of like nerdy hobbies, like comic books, anime, video games, there'll be women who get into those communities to get male validation, and then turn around and date a guy who's the exact opposite of that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, all I noticed.
Well, those hobbies also don't have extremely I think Monday talked about the same back when he was still active. He talked about how like those hobbies don't have
anime is a normie trait now. Yeah,
hold up. Let Mr. School speak.
Those type of hobbies don't really have massive amounts of like females in them to begin with. Like there's just not enough females to go around. So like, but those females either already have a boyfriend or they're there for a boyfriend who's like the one Chad in the room who's actually playing Magic the Gathering or something like that. Like they're not there to like hang out and actually play the game or something like that. So it's very rare.
I know this girl who's into like anime and video games, and she's a cosplayer for my community college, and she has OnlyFans and like a tall athletic boyfriend.
Wow.
And the dudes who she plays video games with, they pay for her OnlyFans. They buy her OnlyFans.
That is brutal. Disagreeable say like anime's a normie trait now. Like, yeah, it is. Like I wasn't even into anime in 2019, and I saw like 2018, 2019. Like I saw My Hero Academia like being mainstream.
Oh yeah. Those like anything that's like shonen is going to be very, very mainstream because those shows are extremely popular. They're extremely easy to watch. There's not a lot going on in them, so it's easy to watch those shows.
Yeah, it is, but it's like really mainstream, more mainstream than the stuff I grew up with.
And really, even stuff like even if you go back far enough, Dragon Ball Z was extremely popular at the time too. Like everybody in the grandma watched Dragon Ball Z. Every girl watched Sailor Moon. Even some guys watched Sailor Moon. Like those
it was more popular than Naruto was when I was a kid.
I just remember DBZ being extremely popular, and every kid knew that was like the only acceptable anime you could watch. Everything else was like, okay, well, you can't watch this other weird stuff, but DBZ's cool. So DBZ, if you talk about DBZ, I'm an anime fan, but you're really not. You just like watch one show. So
yeah, I think that was what happened with My Hero Academia now.
Yeah, for me, I watched High School of the Dead. I watched Dead Man Wonderland. I watched Samurai Champloo. I watched Death Note. So.
Yeah, I watched 7 episodes of Death Note, but yeah.
Yeah, like when Young said here, like anime was never really nerdy. It depends. Like watching anything past, at least in my area, watching anything past DBZ when I was younger was considered to be like, what are you watching? Well, that's some weird stuff. Like, if you're watching DBZ, like, it's one of those things. Where it's like it was socially acceptable to watch Dragon Ball Z and be an anime fan and feel like DBZ enough. So
Yeah,
even
kind of.
even if you go to anime conventions now, DBZ is still like the prime show to watch. Like it's like the most normie show there is.
Yeah,
It really
it
is
is.
though. But the
Yeah, I think
mystery school.
the
Sorry,
the reason
you can
why
go.
DBZ is so popular, I think it's one of the first animes that was distributed globally in, all the languages.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I think
remember
it was.
there's like
I,
1990s TV shows talking about how popular. I think didn't DBZ beat out like one of those big sitcoms back in the day for like ratings at one point? It was like crazy how big that show was.
I think it was translated in Spanish before it was translated to English. Like that's how big it was.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I visited France and, I was watching TV. I couldn't understand a lick of French, but, flipping through the channels, I was like, oh, DBZ, hell yeah. I think I
Yeah,
was like 6 or 7, so.
you couldn't go wrong with
Drawlux.
DBZ.
Yo, Drawlux, mystery school. F in the chat for Krillin. Krillin or Lifu for Krillin. Krillin was a bald Asian man that ended up getting with a blonde Stacy, who was a fucking
Yeah,
robot.
life fuel. What was a life fuel
Yeah.
for Raizo back then? Like, oh my god, it could happen to me too. Like, yep.
Yep.
They had to face reality.
Yeah, the real cope was he grew back hair.
He grew back his hair. Yeah, what the fuck? Like that's like the rule. It's like that's like the meme now. It's like you get a blonde Stacy, you get your hair back. It's like wow, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. But let's be honest, bro. Android 18. Sorry.
Feet taller.
Got an
dude,
18-year-old Freud.
Yeah, Android 18 was not human though.
She was cyborg.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, life
Krillin
fuel
offended.
ascension story.
Krillin offended. Oh boy. What do they weeb say when he's in Japan? Yo, where's the subtitles?
That is so true.
God. Krillin sexbot, Max. Yeah.
Yeah, he really did. Let's be honest. If Android 18 didn't pity fuck,
I don't know what happened to him. He had to mute himself. I don't know what happened. Let's read the chat real quick. And it was never nerdy. People talking about corporatism. I have no idea how you came to this. If that's the case, why are you against statism when ANCAP is nothing but corporatism?
I
What?
think a lot of people into like now I'm seeing it like I don't like capitalism now because they're talking about Fed acceptance, like money, like oh my gosh, like why
ANCAP has nothing to do with the state. Corporatism does. Corporations are companies connected to the state. What am I looking for here? Trying to find the next response. I don't know. I guess no wasn't a response, I guess. I don't hate capitalism. I just know that it has problems. Every system has problems. I just think capitalism just knows.
I don't understand why people hate capitalism. Like, if you understand the game, just play the game, and it's a wonderful system.
Yeah, the problem with capitalism, the problem isn't with capitalism. The problem is with the consolidation of power of these big corporations, which can be broken up with the antitrust laws. We just don't do it because our politicians are spineless. The problem becomes stuff like the society is the social decay of our people has become way more. So like people are willing like we were talking about earlier with that OnlyFans chick trying to put her pregnancy on OnlyFans, like that whole thing. Like if in an earlier age that wouldn't have been socially acceptable, you would have been shamed for that. Now it's like, oh well, you do whatever you want as long as it makes money, and therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
When before you were reading earlier in the stream, like a couple of boyos from the stream were talking about America is the easiest place to make money, and it is true. Like literally, it is. Like provided you have the entrepreneurship or the skills, like you could get really good salary in corporate America, or the market allows for such
degeneracy and once you do anything, like everything is for sale now officially. You can sell anything now, which is like not anything, but like a lot of stuff for sale.
Mr.
Telling girls to get
hold on, Black Ronin, go ahead and go, and then we'll let Straight go.
Like you're telling
hold on, we were too many people talking. Hold on, Black Ronin go first, then Straight. So Black Ronin first.
Were you guys talking about OnlyFans or
maybe
I was away for a second.
It was brought up as an aside, but
okay, what I was gonna say, I feel like there's gonna be a bubble burst with the whole OnlyFans thing because too many girls are getting into it and it's too oversaturated.
Well, it's already the bubble's already not some the bubble hasn't really birthed for it yet, but like the problem is that like most women don't make anything off OnlyFans. Like that's like the big meme now. Like oh like people thought this was gonna be like some panacea or some great like idea of like oh if we just all go on OnlyFans we'll make a bunch of money. It's not true at all. Most women don't make shit off OnlyFans. Only the top tier women make a lot of money. It's the same thing with Instagram models. Instagram models are like every woman wants to become an Instagram model, but at the end of the day, it's very much like it's luck based. Like you have to be the new it girl for the month in order to make money off of off of Instagram. It's the same idea there. So like most people don't make money off of these like social media influencer or OnlyFans things. It's just like the top tier do. It's like anything. Like it's like capitalism in a way. The top tier makes all the money, and then the rest of everybody else makes a piddling amount. So.
My thing, I have a question for you, Straight and Valux. If porn is free, right? X videos, Pornhub, XNXX, why the fuck would you want to pay to see nudes from bitch?
Validation, dude.
Validation.
Yeah, you want that that chick to say your name in a way. Like you want that
her to say baby.
Pseudo interaction basically.
Yeah,
so basically
I was gonna say the difference is, like free porn is just free porn. Like find what you want, it's already there. But I guess with OnlyFans, there's some interaction. You could do requests. It's that like male fantasy of getting some validation from the female.
Get some custom videos.
Yeah, it's the modern day strip club. You just tip the chick. She does whatever you want to do. You're like, okay, I tip you for a lap dance, tip you for that, tip you for that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like OnlyFans is gonna kill prostitution, though, because if you're a prostitute, right, what's the point of getting dick down, right, and having your fucking ovaries all fucked up, right? You can just get a computer, laptop, get a camera, make OnlyFans, and just sell slang coochie photos to some loser on the internet, some incel.
So the majority of women, like Mystery said, so it's always like only the top few percent are actually gonna make money. And the average earning of average to below average look void on OnlyFans is like $100, if that. You know what I mean? There are rare cases like I think it was this like fat
Bad baby.
Like yeah, or that girl, or but she already had clout from the Dr. Phil and all. But
this bitch, yeah.
There was another fat land whale, making
Speaking
like
of land whales,
4K, yeah, 4 or 5K a month. So there are rare cases, but for the average void, it's like a couple $100. So going back to your point, if those voids want to make money, they just got to get out on the street and get dick down. They can't make the money online.
Speaking of land whales, I think the reason why we have like more men than women in the West is because they say like, hey, woman, you can be fast and anybody can love you. Like if you're, the size doesn't matter, and like they become fat as fuck, and then they go to the hospital, have health problems, and they don't know how to take care of themselves. They take what the doctor recommends them, and that's another reason of capitalism, fat acceptance.
Yeah,
I said it.
Sorry.
I said it in a Blue Skies media video. You're gonna say something, Black Ronan?
But I was gonna say, notice how the fat, ugly chicks have the most hatred towards incel men.
Yeah, they do.
What
happened?
Huh? I said they remind them of themselves in a way. Like, okay, well, I hate looking into the mirror and seeing my own options here. My options are the incel, but I hate the incels. I don't want to actually deal with them. So.
Yeah, because
it's like low tier men. It's all about status for women and how they can get a high tier man.
They want a high tier man, but they can't get a high tier man. But the incels, like, they hear negative stuff from incels. Even if they didn't, they're mad at the incels like that don't date them. And not only that, like even if they did like want the like they're mad at the incels like don't like date them.
No, they don't. It's not that they don't want to date them; they don't want them. Straight. The thing is, right? When women get shot down by Chad, especially bottom tier women, they feel more hatred and malice and animosity towards bottom tier men.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it was Incel TV. He actually had some pretty good data to prove that women that get rejected by Chad take out their anger and frustration on low tier men.
Exactly. Exactly. We all know that one fucked up chick at the job, you know what I'm saying, saggy titties, you know what I'm saying, her fucking edges are all fucked up. She tried to ask out the Chad owner of the company. He shot her down, and now she has the most animosity towards the interns. Or the guys that were entry level. You've all seen that shit happen.
I just remember when I got when a Landwheel tried to trick me to be in a relationship with her, and she called me ugly just because I didn't want to have a relationship with her. It's like you're fucking fat as fuck, and this is
Hey man, that's your look match, dude.
Yeah,
Should've
brother.
Should've
Brother,
taken
if
it,
I
dude.
told you, sorry, brother, I know a land whale with over 1.3K followers on Instagram. A land whale. I know a dude with a 4.0 GPA, smart as fuck, only has 400.
actually I do take care of myself, so
I'm saying, dude, the average girl nowadays is 170 pounds. So hey, it might actually be your looks match.
But the thing
I
is,
would
right?
have someone that's not fat as fuck though.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way, bro. If I in order for me to not be incel, I have to be a sexually attracted. In order for how to explain this shit, Medic and Blackwell said it the best.
You got to be
You have
attracted
to
to the
be,
girl. Yeah, you have
yeah,
some
basically,
mutual attraction between the two people. That's the definition of it.
yeah. 'Cause I just can't get my dick hard for a fat bitch. I just can't. My dick gets so
Me
soft that shit
too.
turns into fucking pus. That shit fucking disintegrates.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
we have a lot
can't.
of incels, so because
I can't get little Jimmy up for Landwell. It just
Yeah, you have
doesn't
to take
happen.
the a literal blue pill for that one. I found the article I wanted to read, by the way. Found the second one. Finally found it.
Oh god. Oh
From
god.
Slate.
Oh god.
My teen is about to fall down the male power info rabbit hole. How can I help him through this crisis of masculinity? By Emily Gold, May 3rd. This is basically a few days ago. So, dear care and feeding. My son is 14. He's coping with identity issues, and I could really use some advice about last night. Last night he was complaining about English class. All we talk about is stuff like, I don't know how women are so great and can defend themselves and shit. Alarm bells, right? I probed a little, and he started getting upset. He talked about girls in his class being aggressive towards the boys, accusing them of he wasn't sure what. Mumbled a few things about sexism, the patriarchy, this whole kill all men thing. And with that, he burst into tears. I'm white, I'm male, and I'm probably straight. He sobbed. Probably straight, okay? you had to think probably that might be something suspect there, but I don't know. He sobbed. At 14, he maintains that the jury is still out on the last one. Jesus Christ. God, it would have been an assured thing that he was straight a few years ago. Now it's like he has to question that too. It's like I can't say anything, and the girls they can say anything they like. Yeah, and in today's world, it probably is true. Of course, we talked about how those girls being out of line, but also how real sexism is, and that he can be proud of who he is and support feminism and Black Lives Matter and LGBTQ rights at the same time, and ignore purposefully provocative stuff like kill all men. Still, I'm concerned.
Hold on. My question is, where the fuck is the dad in this picture? He's probably getting raised by a single mom.
It has to be a single mom.
Yeah, it has to.
The fact that she's pushing
Yep.
all this stuff on him, all this effectively cultural Marxist stuff, we want to call it, is extremely shouldn't it it's damning about this lady. It's she doesn't give a fuck about her son. She gives a fuck more about her pet ideology than she does about her own son.
Exactly. My first instinct was where the hell's the dad? This kid wouldn't be in a crisis if he had a dad to put him on the straight path.
Paragraph 2. Still, I'm concerned. My feeling is that he's pretty well inoculated against racist and homophobic propaganda. Sweet Jesus. But clearly he's struggling with his masculinity. I wonder why. It couldn't be because he's been told he's an evil straight white male his whole life, but I don't know. It couldn't be that. I really worry that he might stumble across a few clever Jordan Peterson videos and end up falling down some nasty male power incel rabbit hole. Do you have any ideas as to how to deal with this? In particular, do you know any good age-appropriate books or podcasts or shows or whatever to deal with these topics, especially the crisis of masculinity in a sensitive way, a way that's in sync with feminist values? Once again,
I was gonna write on Jordan Peterson being incel rabbit hole.
She cares far more about her pet ideology than she does about her own son.
He's kind of right about Jordan Peterson being an incel rabbit hole, though.
Feminist mom in need of advice. Okay, so this is the response from this chick here. Dear SNINA, what is the advice? Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be red pilled. I think you're on the right track here, and while I'm not super worried about your son falling down an incel rabbit hole, I do understand and sympathize with your concerns. The girls in English class are experimenting with an extreme version of their authentic self. Yeah, all these excuses, and that's super normal at their age. If also super annoying. If your son does end up dabbling in the dark web is like what, YouTube? I think as long as he's communicating with you this openly, you don't have to fear that he'll be permanently radicalized. I have an idea besides keep talking, and that is to be a little bit out of left field and will work only if your son's open to it, but it might be worth a shot. I recently watched all 3 seasons of Cobra Kai on Netflix because it has a pandemic and I ran out of TV. Have you seen it? Or the original Karate Kid movie that's based on? It's kind of a brilliant, also very dumb in a great way. It's about 2 warring martial arts dojos, both helmed by middle-aged guys whose teenage kids are rival champions. Just as they were in high school, Daniel is nice and teaches nonviolence and self-defense, but is short-sighted and often lashes out in ways that he ends up regretting. Johnny is mean. He teaches the students no mercy and strikes first and has no idea that the last 30 years of political discourse have occurred and calls the students pussies, and is also much better teaching in many ways. I might be reading too much into this, but in fact, almost certainly am. Yeah, you obviously are. You're framing everything in a feminist narrative, but either way. I also think the show is valuable because of the way it approaches the culture of masculinity directly. You and your son could watch it together and talk about it. If he doesn't hate it immediately, and if he doesn't hate this idea immediately, and then maybe you guys could make a podcast about doing that, because there should definitely be more feminist cultural content that's aimed at boys, not just their concerned moms. It's like, oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
Mr. I'm calling it now. This kid's gonna roll before 21.
Yeah.
Like, she cares.
Like I knew, like that was my childhood right there.
Like they care far more about these like pet ideologies than to do about the kids. Like they just care more about like, well, what does my kid think about? And they think this stuff's the right thing to do, but like let him be a boy. Like let him be a little bit angry. Let him be upset. If he's upset about something, maybe there's something wrong with like your ideology. Maybe there's something wrong with the world instead of him just being like misguided or something like that.
No, so Mr. School, hold up here.
Mr. School.
Well, let draw.
Sorry, I'll be quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say the real problem here is one, fucking feminist mom, and then second, what does a fucking feminist woman know about being a man? Like absolutely fucking nothing. So she can't help her son, and then like I said earlier, 3, where the hell is his dad? Because even if his dad is a blue pill simp, at least he can still instill some masculinity. And I don't think this kid would have such a crisis of conscience, you know? Like, so the fact that he's being raised by a feminist single mom, it's like this kid.
Don't watch Jordan Peterson, bro.
Like he's living in a world where like he's getting like contradictory information. Okay, well, son, it's okay to be a masculine man. It's okay to be a man, but it's also not okay to be a man. So you have to be this certain kind of man over here. You have to be a cuck, basically. You have to be a cuck boy. You can't be a man of like of yesteryear, or you can't do your own natural instincts. No, you have to be the cucked man. You can't be the strong man you want to be. And it's like, okay, like nah. Like obviously you're not teaching him the right value. You're just not teaching him the right stuff. He wouldn't be this.
That was my fucking
straight. Shut up.
Oh,
he wouldn't be this conflicted in his own thought process if he wasn't full of this propaganda at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just gotta say, my heart goes out to Gen Alpha men, or boys, I should say. It's over. It's literally fucking over.
So bad for you guys.
Sorry, can I chime in real quick?
Yeah, go black running first and straight.
Draw Lukes, I completely agree with you. That boy is either going rope or go ER. I'm saying that shit right now. Wait,
I called it.
Guys, turn on CNN or MSNBC about 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see that in the foreseeable future. That boy's going to walk into a Walmart, walk into a Target, walk into a Rite Aid, and change the fucking population of a small town with an M6 with an ER-15.
You know something sad about my childhood? It's like I got rejected. Well, the thing is, like, the whole my childhood things, like, that was like my childhood, like TFL, all that, my middle school and high school years, and like, oh my gosh, like back when puberty starts, like I think Trent is dying actually talked about it, but when puberty starts, the world changes.
It does. Mystery School.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of that video we talked about Tupac and how his mother raised him to be like a male feminist and to respect women. Remember that video?
Yeah. I remember that video.
Yeah. The one thing I noticed is that like a lot of these dudes who live out in the suburbs, they go into their 20s and 30s thinking that women want a good, caring dude and it's okay to be a cuck. But if you live in a low income area, which requires you to be a little bit more tough, a little bit more aggressive, you learn that like that being a cuck and being a blue pilled simp doesn't really work. You get what I'm saying by that?
Yeah, and the problem is that like different environment requires different forms of masculinity. Like you can't just be like a violent thug in a office environment, but you can do certain things that are masculine. You can be controlling, you can be like assertive in that environment, and still be considered masculine. Like therein lies the problem. It's like people have this idea of masculinity, like toxic masculinity. They're like, oh, you're just a violent thug who beats people up, and you're too assertive and you're mean to men. It's like no. There are certain ways that like that masculinity displays itself that are actually extremely like important. Like people should be assertive. Men should be assertive. Men should be strong. Men should be heroic. Like these are things, the qualities that women do admire in men, that men should display more often. But this kid's not being taught that. All this kid's being taught is that, oh well, if you're a man, especially if you're a white male, you're a white straight male, you're just a bad person, and that masculinity you have in your going through your bloodstream right now is toxic. And if you display any of that masculinity, you're just a bad person. It's like, okay, like of course you're gonna end up fucked up in the head.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me how my mom told me when I was little. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're fine.
My mom told me the exact same thing Tupac's mom told him, that women are queens, to respect women, this, that, and the other. But when I went out into the world, I saw guys who beat women, guys who disrespect women, guys who call women bitches, hoes, and sluts, get coochie like it's regular, lambs. And I realized what my mom taught me was bullshit. I feel like with that kid, because I'm not trying to pull the race card, he's a white and lives out in the suburbs, he's not going to realize that shit until it's too late. Because I knew about that shit early on because of my environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
thing is,
yeah, go ahead. Straight.
My parents gave me. My mom said like, "Oh, just be friends with a woman." And I'm like, okay, I would do that. Like, and that shit doesn't work in high school. Like till I figured out like, till like later on, like, yeah, I was friends with a woman. She rejected me. Like, and she said like, "Oh, I wasn't attracted to your dad, but," and because I was raised in a Catholic household. My mom was like Catholic, but she said like, "I'm not attracted to your dad, but I was friends with him." Like,
yeah. Yo, draw
oh
Lukes.
my gosh.
Yo, draw Lukes.
Yo.
That kid needs to either A, study abroad, or A, join the army and get the fuck out that household as quick as possible.
Yeah, I agree. His best bet, like if he's a single mom or raised by a single mom, it's for him to get the fuck out and go into the military.
Yeah, or at least study abroad. He needs to do one of those two. He needs to get the fuck out of there.
I'm surprised that this mom would even be halfway like offended by him watching a Jordan Peterson video. Jordan Peterson really doesn't espouse anything that's that extreme. Like his views are not that crazy. It's like, okay, clean your room, wash your fucking body, and be a fucking man. Like all his views are. Like he's not like that fucking crazy.
He's such a boomer. He's a definition of the boomer pill.
So like she's worried about him. Like I mean, like you have way more worse things to worry about if your kid's watching Jordan Peterson. Like, come on.
Dude, you're talking to a guy who watched Incel TV in high school on the fucking Chromebook in the fucking in the library. Incel TV.
Yeah.
No headphones in. I don't give a fuck.
You watch Incel TV in high school?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was in college when I
was gonna add, like, looking back when I was growing up, I had the typical like how do I put it? Like, boys don't cry. My dad's like, don't fucking cry and show weakness. That's for pussies, Back when, quote unquote, not corporate punishment, but, discipline your kid. Like I got an ass whooping from my dad too when I stepped out of line. It's like, none of these kids today grow up with an ass whooping They're never told any kind of boundaries or discipline.
Not
And this is
really.
what you have.
Sorry.
Well, maybe not in the black community per se,
Because
but
my mother, she has her faults every now and then, but I couldn't step on when I was real little. If I did something fucked up like steal money or a lie or try to do some real janky like that, I get my ass beat. I remember one time she beat me with a
that's what's
cord to a
supposed to happen.
funny story about that. She actually beat me with a cord to a PS2. The fat boy, not the fucking slim, the OG PS2, and that shit hurt.
The good old days.
That shit hurt.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the kids growing up, they've never gotten an ass whooping. They've never been put in their place. So then you get all these soy boy and entitled bitches. It's like, a good ass whooping will put someone in their place real quick, and they'll realize where they stand. And the next time they step out, because like people say, oh, violence is bad. It's like tried and tested from beginning of time. It's like the stronger people always get to set the rules.
Yeah, I would say that the violence against, like the whole ass whipping thing, it only really takes effect though. Like the kid has to understand why what he did was wrong as well. You can't just like do it punitively and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and not explaining why what he did was wrong. You have to definitely put it out in plain English. This is why I'm doing it to you. This is what's going on. This is what's going to happen to you. And then like explain it that way. Because if you just do it, the kid's not going to learn anything. He's not really going to know what he really did.
Yeah. Consequences for your action. Like I got an ass whooping when I stepped out of line. So
Richard Coper.
Hello.
Wow.
Hey, what's up? What is I have a question. Sorry.
What's up? Okay, one thing before you ask that question, I had to tune into this part because I found a great segue that relates to my shit with the red pill and someone just said. All right, I'm glad someone finally said it. Jordan Peterson is a fucking boomer.
That's what I said.
No, you're right.
He really is. He really is.
Oh, he is. That's the thing. Like, I get it. Like, you guys, like, when I come in here, I totally, it's not, when I say cartoonish masculinity, that's not what I'm saying, like, when feminists say it's toxic. I'm saying he's the perfect example of bullshit, a bullshit masculine figure. And you see that all in the red pill. So, Mystery, you were saying it good, too, that you don't have to thug max to be assertive, like, in a workforce. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even the male models are also bullshit, too, is what I'm saying. So I'm glad someone said it too, because everyone's like Jordan Peterson. I'm like, this guy's a fucking boomer. His daughter's like, isn't his daughter on social media doing shit?
Yeah, his daughter
he had a drug problem. He had a drug problem. He's fucking Canadian. Like, no offense, but Canadians like they're so so it's like I'm not even like, when I get it, like feminists are offended by him because someone could fart, and if it's a man, that's wrong. That's not the thing. I'm offended by him because I'm like, this guy's a fucking douche. He's the best we got, It's like, oh shit. So I'm glad someone said it. I was like, yes.
Yeah, the only thing good about him is that he is high IQ, but
he's smart. Yeah, but that's
truth be told, if he wasn't married today, like he would just be another incel.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying it in a way. It's like that bullshit. Like make your bed or something. Like, oh, that's it. Okay,
actually,
it's just like, come on,
make your bed, like wash your body, and then like take a shower.
Yeah. He's doing the high IQ version of Axe Spray. It's like, fuck yourself. He's such a boomer. He can't keep his own shit together. It's like, I get it what he's doing, but he's like considered the guy. And it's so ridiculous. I'm just glad someone finally said it, that like they killed that sacred cow. He's a fucking out of touch boomer.
He really is, though. Yeah. He really is. Richard Coper.
What's up?
What I was gonna say, do you think lack of discipline creates soy boys, or do you think that society, once they get into school and get into the real world, creates soy boys? So we're talking about that earlier.
Two things. I'm going to touch two things. One, Mystery pointed out that you can't just be abusive to someone. That doesn't teach them anything. You end up becoming like John Wayne Gacy. His dad kicked him in the head all the time. That doesn't work like that. No, but what happens is the actual discipline, the stuff that raises people, I agree with that, but they don't let your dad do that if your dad's even around. So of course it has the effect. They falsely equated abuse, which exists, which you try to get rid of, with actual father parenting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what creates the problem. It's not because people aren't, thugging out or whatever. No one knows what the fuck to do. You're not supposed to know what to do. That's the whole point. Some, especially younger guys too. Like, I'm not blaming you. Someone like, when I hear you guys and I say like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not supposed to know at that age, and no one's telling you anything, and they're telling you the stupidest shit. And the only male figures you have are on the internet, like the red pill or whatever, and they're fucking douches. And I was saying before too, it's the laws also. Just everything is fucked up. I don't really like the pure biological argument. I feel like if society is corrupt, they can bring the worst out of anyone, whatever it is, and they're bringing the worst out of us. You can cultivate good behavior or you can create terrible behavior. They brought the worst out of humanity instead of the better. And that's really what happened. So you can debate humanity, nature. Yeah, we get it. Nature's disgusting. Like, you know, hippopotamuses eat other children. We get it. But it's like the point of society was to take that out of us, and now they're sort of just capitalizing on it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't disagree with you there at all.
And that's really what it is. They made women to be not good women, and they made us, a lot of the guys, just to be just all consumers, and that's really what it is. So I feel like focusing on all this stupid shit that they do it's not going to solve anything.
Not good people, not good women, bro. Women are just not good people. They're shitty ass people.
Well, but I think when people aren't cultivated, they become like that. I'm telling you.
Like,
it's not defending. It's not defending them, but no, it's not defending. It's just I'm trying to frame the argument properly. Does that make sense? There's a difference.
Yeah, Richard Cooper. Sorry.
Oh, let Black Ronan go.
Well, I was gonna say, women are just not good people. Women will watch a movie like Joke ER, and say it's a good movie and give it a shit ton of praise, and then shit on a guy who's like Arthur Fleck in real life. You've all seen it happen.
Yeah, they will. Of course they will. They'll step over a bum. We know this. But see, like just saying it over and over again, like I just feel that like what you guys are highlighting is definitely part of animal nature. But I just feel when society is better, it cultivates the better parts. And now there's been incentive to cultivate the negative parts. We're cultivated to just eat shit all day, watch garbage, not learn anything, not own any. Now they don't want us to own anything. I mean, it's just, don't you see? It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, so that's the whole, like, I always harp on about cultural aspects, and the culture is somewhat attached to the law to some extent. But like, yeah, like if people aren't punished for their actions, then it's just going to be like, this is what you get. Like, if you encourage certain behaviors, then you're going to get more of it at the end of the day.
Yes, and I'm telling you, in some weird way, it's encouraging that bad part of them that is very real. But there was a time where it wasn't encouraged, now it is. And then you say why, and you look why, and why? Because it just creates people wandering around a fucking mall all day. That's the end game. We could wander around on a mall in UBI,
Richard Cooper. Well, I was gonna chime in and say women have always been hypergamous throughout the history of humanity.
Yes.
It's just that nowadays it's become easier for them to put their hypergamy on full display on the open.
Yes, but at the end of the day, though, they're still like in nothing themselves. We're under them, but they're just still nothing. What? Because they're shaking their ass on Instagram or something? Like, it's all fucked up.
Richard Cooper,
Richard
Cooper, do you know that women in the Stone Age were having kids at 13?
I'm sure, because people live to 20. Yeah, that makes sense. Why? Yes.
Because when puberty happened, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. That's all true. Yeah. But okay, so let me ask you, where were you going with this? I don't know. Yes.
Because I talked about how when puberty starts, like, that when shit happens. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. I mean, it's just. Okay, so either we're cavemen or we're in society, or we're a little bit of both.
Like, I think it's a mix of both, sure.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, it's always going to be, but the society is supposed to cultivate the good in what you're capable of becoming. If you want to just sit here and just be like, we're all just this, yes, but that's not it. That's not really an argument.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we don't just walk outside and shit in the woods. We have toilets for that. We have indoor plumbing. We have
stuff like
that.
So we're going to get rid of all behavior. That stuff too. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to get rid of toilets. We're going to get rid of, you see what I'm saying? It becomes this sort of, it becomes another form of like intellectualization, stupid arguments. I talked about this months ago. Because otherwise, then okay, if people are saying we're going to go back, then we're going to just chuck the whole thing, but we're not, right? We're not. You see? So then it just becomes bullshit. So then it's not just nature. It's just they're taking the parts they want.
Yeah, I always
very convenient parts.
I
you know what I mean?
The nature argument is like nature versus nurture. I think like nature, you can talk about it all day long. You can talk about it all you want, but like you can't go back and change someone's genes. You can't go back and change mammalian biology. You can't go back and change female biology or male biology or male.
Right.
You just can't do it. So like all you have is the environment. All you have is reward and reward system that hopefully encourages better behaviors. All you have. Like you can't. Right. You have nothing else you can do unless you have some like fucking crazy ass fucking genetic modification tool. Other than that, you have nothing else. So like you have to talk about the environment. You have to talk about the laws. You have to talk about the the society, the social decay, all that stuff. All that stuff matters. It matters to a large extent. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Sorry, Mr. Mr.
No,
School, I'm gonna stay on topic. I do agree with you though, but I feel like the black pill, all it is where the internals, like your biology and like where you're from, where you're born, and the external society as a whole, it meets. It comes to a not to a clash, but it comes to a meet, like two wires coming together. You know what I'm saying by that?
Yeah, but you can cultivate, like, you can take a bad behavior. Like, let's say that somebody's super aggressive. Like, let's say somebody that's naturally aggressive. Well, you can take that behavior and cultivate it into something good if you have a society that cultivates like that. So you can take somebody who's hyper aggressive in a bad environment. He might be like a thug. He might like kill people and destroy lives and ruin people's lives. But in a good environment, like a corporate environment, he might have to become like a harsh a businessman who makes a lot of money and makes people wealthy. Like all of the environments, all you have that you can change. You can't change genes yet, as far as I know. Like you can't do anything about that. Like all we can, but yeah, I actually said that they do meet, but to some extent, like you have to figure out how to cultivate people's better angels to some extent.
Right, and there was a time where they did, and now they don't. That's what I'm trying to break it down to. And I think that when people see that more, that's how you'll break through, or some of us will, some won't, but that's still irrelevant. I really just feel it's been constructed to be this way.
Yeah. Were you here for the article earlier? We're talking about Mystery School.
I listened to the whole thing.
Okay.
I was here.
I said
He has a question for you. He says, does Richard Cooper think women are brainwashed to think this way, or that he thinks that they've always been this way? Freedom allowed them to be this way, who they truly are, in my opinion. You can read that if you want.
I don't think it's just freedom. I think it's as I said, it's like okay, let's make this up. Let's use it the opposite end. Let's say you want a divorce and you're the man, right? And you have more money. Okay, just hear me out, right? Yeah. You want the divorce though. You want it, right? You're trying to say you're like New York State or California where the divorce favors the woman, right? Okay. Now, are you going to be able to get out of that divorce easier than her?
Oh, no way.
No way.
But why? Because of nature or
the laws? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, laws.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, you could say people have all types of nasty things. Men have disgusting things too. The point is that whether it's right or wrong, I'm not even debating the moral argument here. Okay. I'm saying that ultimately, like, why is it easier for a woman to get divorced in New York State, California? Because the law lets them. And of course, then you can say, well, the girlfriends incentivize them. Okay, but ultimately, it's the law that lets them get divorced.
Yeah, because those women, they know the law too. Like that's the reason why their girlfriends are incentivized to do it.
But that's the law. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So you can say that they're nasty bitches. That's fine. But ultimately, that's the law. Okay. Right now, I was watching CoffeeZilla had a thing. Okay, about all the crypto going on. This is just another, but a good example. He goes, if people can now go on and give you terrible financial advice, and put the disclaimer, I'm not an advisor, but they're still giving you advice, right? There used to be a law against that. Like, you can't do that, right? But now they let people go in this gray area. Why? Because it lets them pump and dump legally. So they're changing the rules. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason that rules are in place. There's rules in place to make sure that people don't pump and dump stocks. There are rules in place to make sure that people didn't get divorced willy-nilly, like they let divorce happen in like cases because the children would get fucked up. We all knew this stuff already. Then why did they change it? Because women, because of whatever? No, that is just a terrible argument. It was changed for a reason. Yeah. 4 reasons: economic, sometimes weird social testing, central planning. I don't know exactly, but you don't know what even the original intent was, but that's where it is now. The laws let that happen, or the laws let it become blind to it. That's really what it is. It doesn't matter what your nature is. You see, do you follow? Like, I mean, that's a very definitive statement. The law lets
use a very good example because basically people are using like legal gray areas to get around stuff. It's kind of like what I talked about with like covert polyamory, or what the fuck I want to call it. It's that concept of like, sure, on paper you aren't practicing it, like you aren't really getting married on paper, but in reality though, like this is what's happening. You have these harems of women and harems of men. Same idea.
Right. So let's say you wanted to stop that. Let's say someone, just again, because we're using hypotheticals. Let's say right now, also, let's say let's say Biden, doesn't matter. Let's say they go, that's ridiculous. The kids are going to get fucked up. Yeah. If you can have divorce, but you get caught doing like a harem or something, you get no rights. Let's make that up or something. Right. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people would think twice, but they don't. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, it's that they can do it. Yes, we have shitty nature, but the thing is that they can do it. People driving around with no plates now. Do you remember that happening 10 years ago?
Oh, God, no.
No, a cop will pull you over in 2 seconds. People driving around with fake, they don't even want to come out to get you anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can go, well, humans don't like having insurance. It's like, no shit, they don't. Like, no shit. Is that your argument? No, the argument is that now they're letting people drive around without insurance or fake insurance or registering their car to a different state. They're letting them do it. It's not just because, like, human nature. They're letting them do it. They're incentivizing them to do it. So then eventually everyone goes, well, why should I pay for insurance? Why should I pay $1,000 a month? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I call an ambulance? If they're going to charge me $1,000, I'm going to try to, that's really what's happening. And that's why I said before, when I said I don't like the moral argument, yes, Americans were fat and lazy and all stuff, but like, that's all true. But also, like, people told you in a way to do that. I'm sorry, did McDonald's tell you not to drive through anymore? Did they, when kids said, I don't want to do math, they used to tell you, you better learn math, you fucking idiot. Now they tell you, hey, just take something else for $500,000 plus interest. They were told to do this. No 18-year-old ever wanted to study, ever. They forced them.
So Richard Coper, you believe that women are taught to be this way, or are they just practicing their biological ways?
It's a combination of incentivized, cultivating, a behavior that has been known since Greco-Roman times. It'd be like saying I'm going to sell a product by sex because I just discovered men like sex. Oh, you just discovered that? Like, we already know it. All right. So if someone said something like this, like, we're going to make an economy that gets like women to want like better men and they could easily throw out their old men. It's like, yeah, we know this already. But who besides a lunatic will allow that to happen? These people.
Do you know something fucked up? Like, I always ask, like, how did my mom and my dad's like, oh, my mom was like, my mom always said like, oh, she was friends with my other friend that was a noodle whore, and my mom's friend was, but my dad didn't want to marry that noodle whore because, well, it's a whore.
It's a noodle whore.
Yeah, noodle whore. Yeah. She was a legit noodle whore.
No, I believe you.
I
was laughing. Why? Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a legit noodle whore.
F in the chat.
Yeah.
F in the chat for Rice.
It was a legit noodle whore. It's like, my dad's like, oh, but this woman, she's a virgin. I would probably go for her. Like,
right.
Because I was raised Catholic. So I like,
yo, draw loops.
Yeah, I was gonna add pro life tip to solving any kind of problem, like for the chat and for the panel. It's like always follow the money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why the government doesn't give a fuck about all this shit is they're making money off of it.
Yep.
Divorce industry is a $50 billion industry.
Yeah.
Do you realize how the fuck or how much money they make off of that, like tax wise?
Yep.
It's insane. That's like a billions and billions of dollars in revenue for the government.
Right.
All the lawyer fees, court fees, everything. And so, it's only beneficial to keep men blue-pilled,
Yep.
incentivize women to get divorced, and
Yep.
actually you're turning the divorce rate men into slaves. Because let's think about it, even this with the paternity fraud, like, why the fuck, as a man, would you have to pay child support for kids that is not yours? Like, all this common
Right.
law marriage, it's always try to entrap men into be slaves because the government
Right.
knows they're going to be on the hook for paying for, Chad's kids
Yep.
if they don't pin it on some
Exactly.
poor
They
sucker.
know. They know. Yep. They
Yeah.
know.
So
They know.
Yeah,
it's
That's
that's
the
all
why a
point.
lot
That
of
about the
they,
people are
money. It's
needy.
all
Drelix is
about the
saying the
money.
point of Drelix is saying that they know exactly, and I'm trying to say it's that maybe they're not thinking about it as deeply emotional. I'm saying they're probably emotionally detached from it, but
Yeah.
they know. They don't not know. That's my point. It's like they're very aware. Oh, we can collect this much taxes on that. Fuck them. That's what. That's it. That's the level of thinking they thought about your entire life falling apart. Oh, okay. Well, we collected that much from the state this month, and they saw your social security number just ended up on the morgue list. That's about it. Like it's nothing more than that, you know. But I mean, that's it. You're just a fucking toe tag. So it's like that's why I say wake up. I mean, it is.
That's why
What,
it's
I
so
mean, what are you?
that
Fucking
What
toe
are you?
tag.
the whole
What are
economy is
you
going to
to
go
them?
down because
Okay,
of this whole
maybe.
issue. Because
Well, it might, and I think what I'm afraid is they're going to now use that as an excuse. They're going to they fucked up the economy, and now they're going to say, "Oh, we need to have more restrictions." It's like you guys are the ones who made up the shit, dude. I lost like $10,000 on a bet because Elon went on and then pumped and dumped. He's full of shit too, you know.
Yeah, he
not only
pumped the fuck
that,
out of
it's
I mean,
like
they're all doing
there's
it. They're all
subhumans that
doing
want
it.
to, or just normies that want to neat, like just want to neat.
Wait, what? Neat?
Yeah,
Oh, needing, yeah, basically becoming a
Well, of course
Yeah,
they
they
want to
they
eat.
have
living
no
off the
reason
pussy.
to work because they're like, oh, I'm praying for
Right.
Chadron's
Exactly.
kids.
Where are they going to go? Exactly. Where are they going to go? Where do they have to go? That's the whole
Yeah.
point. There is no. That's what I'm saying. It's been. Look, there would be places to go if they gave a shit, and if there is some type of reform, there will be. But right now, it's just they're just like, no, all full. Sorry, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, or like,
Ton of shit,
oh,
and they're not sharing anything.
yeah,
Anything.
like I had
Now
to
they
work
want
for
your
what?
retirement, and they want you to take. They want you to put your stim money into these fake coins. That's what they want.
Exactly,
It's
like
nothing else.
work for what? Work for what? Like,
Straight, hold on. So, like I said earlier, it's all about the fucking money. Like
Yes.
99% of your problems in life, you just follow where the money goes, you'll figure out
Yep.
where the problem is and what it is. So hold on, all this stuff about crypto and Doge and hyperinflation, the government wants you to fucking put your money in crypto. They're
Of course.
offshoring. They're off. You're helping the government right now by putting your money in crypto, by
Yeah.
putting it in other
Exactly.
bullshit. Because
Yeah.
why? Study history, right? Like when the Great Depression happened, everyone rushed to the bank. They're doing the same
Yep.
thing. They put all their money in
Yep.
stocks and it collapsed. They all went to the
Yep.
bank. They're like, I want my cash. The bank's like, I got no cash, you know? So
Yep.
if everyone right now just went to the bank and pulled out their money, it's
They can't even
all
back it
gonna
up.
go to shit. Like it will literally collapse. So the government and what is it, the reserve, they're just laughing their asses off because everyone's putting their money away. Like that just means they're offshoring the responsibility
Yep.
elsewhere.
Yeah. In other words, they needed a way to make it so that you didn't save the money.
Exactly.
They needed to ensure you did not hold money.
So
That's
the
it.
plebs are just following what the masses are
Yep.
doing. If
That's
you
it.
are truly smart and you understand money, you know what's realizing, and the government is literally laughing all their, what's the term? Laughing their asses off to the bank right now.
Yeah, laughing away to the bank.
That's it. This man he just said it right then in stone. That's it. That's it. That's it.
I just had to drop that on high IQ because everyone's like, "Oh, crypto, this and that." Like,
Yeah, I know.
you guys are
Yeah.
fucking plebs. Like,
I
you
know.
have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, they are the great unwashed. They know nothing. It's sort of. I have to laugh sometimes. It's so the level of ignorance of even people who's receivingly intelligent. It's kind of fantastic. It's funny.
The thing is that the government is going to become like California is already a third world country already, or well, not third world country, but has regulations of third world.
Yeah,
maybe like Chirac too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just be real careful with where you put your money. It's like always follow where the money goes, and you'll realize what the problem is.
Yep, he's right. And I don't even mean that in a negative way. I'm saying like you're just saying it as straight up facts, right? You're not even saying it like in a negative. Just I'm sort of like supporting your point.
I'm not here to insult people and their intelligence.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. I meant that you're not saying it like sometimes people make it a moral argument. I'm trying to like sort of help you. You're just stating like this is a fact, like the sky is blue. That's sort of what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Like the sky is blue. That's it. You can say, well, I like red. It's like, well, the sky is blue, you know, and that's the same idea. I agree with you. I agree with you 110% if that was possible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everyone and their grandma's talking about crypto, and I'm just like, you guys realize what's happening? You probably don't.
The answer is no at all.
I do. Yeah. I do. When like I remember one time I had like a friend that was talking to a single mother, and this single mother said like, "Oh, I don't want a relationship," and this woman had kids. Like she was a single mother. Like she said like, "I don't want a relationship."
Yeah.
Like,
she's not ready to settle down.
yeah. I think she had like 3 kids, like from different guys. Like,
oh God, what a nightmare. Yeah. Well, listen.
And it's like, oh my gosh, this is like, and it's so sad. Like California is such a hellhole.
Oh yeah,
well, bruh, tripping. It is their nature. Freedom brings out in people's true nature. If they are bad without law, if you are a bad person, simple as that. At the end of the day, I don't care if people are good or bad. I care about kind of like I don't
who gives a shit.
I don't really care because those are like moral statements you can't really make. Like
and some of them aren't immoral. Exactly. Some of these arguments are non-moral. So you can't like even you try to attach a moral to it. That's why I say it starts becoming quasi-religious. It's like I'm not trying to offend people, but I'm saying like like in religion sometimes they attach a moral thing to something that's not moral. Like I'm being a little bit like intentionally simple, but it's like they'll say, why did an earthquake happen?
Oh, because God smited us for our
immorality. That's not why it happened, but they're attaching something, a moral action to something. You know what I mean? That's not moral, right? So I'm trying to say, even in the human processes, even though we do have a moral structure, there's things sometimes that are non-moral that get attached to moral. So now they secularly, instead of like in a religious way, they secularly say, okay, we should do this law. And you go, well, this is ridiculous. They go, well, because something happened a long time ago. But that's like a non sequitur. That doesn't mean anything. You follow? Like you're catching up to what? To whom? It doesn't, you see what I'm saying? It ultimately boils down to a very, very easy non sequitur. And it's like, it's the basic fallacy of, you know what an et tu quoque is? It's a logical fallacy saying end to you. It means like, it's like saying, because something happened to me, then logically it can happen to you. But that's a fallacy. I mean, it would take me a while to prove it, but that's the name for it. Et tu quoque means end to you, right? So it's like even in Hammurabi's code, when he said eye for an eye, there still was a specific reason. It wasn't just eye for an eye because you're mad. It was like, okay, you took his eye, so the penalty is your eye. So it'd make you not take an eye. It wasn't just because like whatever. There was a balance. It was like having a scale of balance. But when someone says on their own, like, I deserve this, well, who says that? That's not a moral, that's nothing. Does that make sense? So if they say, we should take this amount of money, let alone you see what they do with the money, you see they just waste it anyway. But they say, like, we're going to take this much money to appease whatever from the past. It's like, that's just total bullshit. I mean, it just means nothing on so many levels. It's a ridiculous argument. Right? So all these things are many of these things are just non-moral. Like when feeling bad about a lot of things, they tell you we're socialized to feel bad about things that aren't moral. Like we're not supposed to feel bad. Or they tell you things to feel good about that you're not supposed to feel good about. Like Earth Day or something. Like, yes, obviously no one wants the planet to burn to shit, but do you actually care about the poles? Or are you told to? You follow?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think with religion,
You know,
people say like, hey, back in the 1950s, people would say like, oh, don't have sex and you don't have kids. Like, at least there was like a shaming culture back then if you had a kid at a young age.
I think something that is shaming. It doesn't have to be shaming per se. I mean, you can use shaming because it doesn't work, but you can just have consequences for those actions. Like just let the consequences be what they are. Instead of like
the point was there was a consequence. Yes, right. There was still ultimately some type of either moral, like either a social or actual legal consequence to certain things. Now there's not. Right? You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that if we can highlight all these things, if you took, let's say, all the stuff, all the videos you guys watch, whatever, like if a lot of these numbskulls can figure it out, what do you think, like, special agents haven't figured these? I mean, it's so obvious that it's very, very much just allowed. Like, are we still arguing against that it's something else, that it's just this illusion of control? The average person has absolutely so little control over anything. It's actually, I think that's the most frightening thing. We want to think we have more. It's like we have nothing. We have nothing. And that's really the truth. Our morals don't matter. Our feelings don't really matter. The laws matter. And the laws are fucked up right now.
It is.
So what laws would you change if I had to pick your brain real quick?
Well, first they've got to stop making casino in the stock market. I think it all flows out of there. And it's not because I'm anti-capitalist. This isn't capitalism. This is complete. Even in the Adam Smith's writing, like, you can't have complete unbridled things like that because they'll do backdoor deals. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some transparency to a degree in the market. I still understand buyer beware, but dude, I try to research when I'm looking at stuff. I don't even know if it's real. Like actual SEC filings. No, I'm dead serious because it doesn't add up. What does it matter even if I research it? It's like I have actual research and I go, like, is this real? You know, are these studies correct? I don't even know. And would I have the time to even figure it out? And if I figured it out, would it matter? Would it change anything? You see what I'm trying to say? So there has to be at least a little bit. Yes. Are there still going to be idiots who aren't going to look? Fine. But now, even if you want to, you can't even get data. It's controlled. So there has to be at least some disclosure, like there was after the last financial thing. Like when they tried to do Sarbanes-Oxley and things like that, to have some transparency so it wouldn't get completely into this. And now there's nothing. There is no fallback. You see? So people, Richard, even if you want to do better, you can't. That's really the problem. You can't worry about the bottom all the time. It's always going to be a bottom. You follow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes. I was gonna ask. Well, let me add one thing to the preface. Like, law only matters if there is power behind it to enforce it, right? So, yes. You know, like if I kill someone, I know I'm gonna go to jail for a very, very long time. If it wasn't, I'll just go kill people I don't like in general. Like, fuck them.
And a lot of people would. Yes.
Yeah. So that was just my thing. Like, you know, laws need to change and all that, but if there is no power behind it to enforce it, it's just completely meaningless.
Well, I think okay, go on. I have a point that would sort of add to you, if I could just say one thing. Because it's a good thing that, let's say, you use murder, right? The same idea is like when we look at, let's say, women and all the stuff like that. It's like, okay, if, let's say, murder laws were repealed tomorrow, right? Not everyone would murder, but the murder rates would go through the roof, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with everything else.
Yeah, that was just one point about you know, the law. Like everyone's.
You know, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. That's what I meant. Yeah. I'm just using an extreme one. I'm saying, so it's like if something that extreme would go through the roof, you don't think moderate things would go through the roof? And I'm not saying, like, I'm not questioning you. I'm sort of talking with you as if everyone's listening. Like we're having, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying, like,
I agree.
Right?
Let's say if I force,
right? Okay. Yeah.
So then,
say if I force,
let's draw speak. Come on.
Yeah. So then, I was gonna say, like I remember you saying, you know, Richard Coker, you're also, what's the best word to describe it? You're financially aptitude and well off, if I'm correct.
Yes, I will survive this. Yes.
Yeah. Most of you and I and probably Mr. will all survive. But I was gonna say, like, the collapse in the 2018 or 2008. Like, they actually never fucking solved anything. It's just they just shifted that shit with the bailouts. And like you say, like the great fucking collapse is coming because there's no fallback right now. And
there has to be.
that was my earlier point. This whole crypto fad is the fallback. You know,
and it may be. It may be. I
And-
mean, Yoriso Musk did that. He said, look, what did he do in 48 hours? He first said that, okay, that he intimated that Doge would go to 1. Then he said it was bullshit, right? Then
Mhm. Yep.
later he said it's a hustle. And then after that, he said he'll accept it for SpaceX. It lets them control the price average from those large traders, the whales.
Mhm.
He's friends with the whales. So, you know what I'm
For sure.
saying? So
Yeah.
if they needed to go from 60 to 40, he says dumb shit. I mean, I'm talking cents. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got to go from 60 to 40. Then he
I
needs to go back to
still-
50. Then they sell it off to 40. But it's all controlled.
Right. So
They're controlling
Musk,
everything.
when Musk said that he's no longer accepting, Bitcoin, you saw the super dip. That was his
Yes.
plan to let other whales be able to buy Bitcoin at a cheaper price.
Yes, at a lower price because you can buy
Yeah.
it fractionally. That's what people don't understand, that they make
That's-
money by it dipping. Like it needs to dip. That's why you get these monkeys who they're like, oh, I'm gonna get one coin at 60 and then it's gonna go to 5 billion. Like, no, that's not how people make money. People make 5 billion from it going between 60 and 50 like 10,000 times.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, when I saw that chart where, Bitcoin dropped that much from a single fucking tweet from Musk, it's
Yeah.
like, wow, there goes the plebs. Like they have no idea.
Yeah.
I was at my
Then-
job.
So then my question was like, what's even mystery? Like, what's your prediction? Like, because inflation's like fucking already here. It's raging right now. And then I was gonna add, traditionally speaking, I think it happened in Haiti. It happened in Nigeria. It happened everywhere else. Even in the French Revolution, when the food price hits like 40%, that's when literally people are out in the streets like rioting and tearing down everything to get food.
Yep.
So when the bread becomes like $10 a loaf, it's gonna happen. And the average mass can't even afford milk and eggs and bread. Like I think it's literally coming. And
Don't they
like I
exclude
said,
most of this
there's no
stuff from
fallback
Yeah. Good. Sorry.
other than the
They do.
Bitcoin.
I'm telling you what they do. You ever hear the term? It's called "not on my watch." They think they'll get out before. That's all.
Can I chime in real quick? As somebody who works at a supermarket and has talked to people from like who the manager and stuff like that, I can confirm the inflation is going to happen. It's already happening now.
Like
They actually told me. So let me finish. They actually told me to go get this name tag thing from the this name tag thing. Sorry, not name tag thing. To change the prices on the shelves. They actually told me to go do that one time.
I just remember in my job, like there was this coworker younger than me, and he's like already invested in Bitcoin. Like it's so mainstream. It's like, yeah, you're right. The whole inflation's gonna happen, and
Yeah.
God.
And I feel like if it does happen, they're going to use that as an excuse for martial law. If rioting does happen, they're going to use that as an excuse for martial law and to impose more restrictions and more lockdowns.
Yeah, I would say the government already shot its shot too early with the draconian lockdown. They should have saved it for when it really is like shit hit the fan situation.
I thought you were going to talk about.
Yeah, but how are they going to fix? How are they going
quantitative
to? How are they going to fix the election? If they didn't do it at the right time, they weren't going to be able to fix it. Well, I mean, Oh, are we still pretending it was anything else but that? Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me.
And Richard Cooper, I'm gonna say was that Joe Biden looks like he's not gonna make it 4 years in the White House, and Kamala might take over.
I would say even if she did, I don't know if it does it even matter. I said it's only if the public sees it. They're both. He has dementia. All right, he has dementia. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. Okay, and she doesn't know what she's doing. So you go like it's all the Wizard of Oz. Like who's behind the scenes? Like does it? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it even matters. What it matters more is if the public figures out he has to. Like at this point, I start to go like, do I even want people to know he does? Like because it's going to make people act crazier. Like, it's like I was just sort of hoping that they would do their scheme, and then they would be like, okay, well, we made enough, and now let's like stop, right? Like, like even like mafia guys sometimes, like they make enough and they go, okay, just sit on the cash and don't buy nothing for 6 months. But they don't stop. They keep doing it. They won't, like, I figure, okay, they got the election. Okay, now they're still fucking with like the crypto. What do they want? Everything? Like
I have a
everything?
feeling that Trump is
I don't know.
I have a feeling that Trump's gonna run again and win in 2024. Now that I think about it, like I keep hearing Trump all over again. Like,
I don't know. I think he's too old.
yeah, he is too old.
I don't even know if he actually relinquishes presidency. Like, who the knows what's going on anymore? You see what I'm saying?
Like he's calling,
declaring he is. I don't
he
even know
doesn't get at why
people
people force snuggle. Like that what a lot of boomers say. Like why like people force snuggle. Like
I genuinely don't. I got to be honest. I don't, and I don't mean because like I'm delusional. I mean I honestly do not understand what's going on anymore. Like that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, we have
start to go like
quantitative easing in infinity. Like we have like literally printing money out the ass. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Taxes don't matter. Nothing matters anymore. It's like, okay, well, fundamentals don't matter anymore. This doesn't matter anymore. Like, what are we doing? We're all just like buying stuff and like nobody knows what the fuck going on.
It's like the census is just you just go. Basically, the only way to go is like, is everything just sort of just made up and fucked up? Like that's the only thing that probably is correct. You know, like I don't know anymore, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Fucking clown world, dude. Fucking clown world.
Yeah. Shit.
It is.
You know,
like when someone forces snuggle someone, we're gonna cover it up. But if best as we could, but if someone kills someone, yeah, let's talk about it. It's like so weird. Like there's a lot of force. That's the thing. People don't talk about forced snuggle cases. That's the real problem.
What is with you and forced snuggling right now?
Forced
you're like all over that stuff. Like you're like all over that right now. Like and single mothers. You've been your primary topic for like the whole stream.
Mystery School.
Pass me some of that copium.
Mystery School.
Like what is like an obsession or something, or what is this? That's the question now. But like you brought it up like 16 times now, and I'm like, okay, like is it something you want to do, or something you want to like talk about, or something, or something?
Yeah, well, I do want to talk about forced snuggle cases.
But why? Like, what are we gonna gain? What information will we gain from forced snuggle cases? Who gives a fuck? Okay, we all know the crime stats, dog. Okay, we all know what's going on. Okay,
the fact that people go ER is like a nobody talks about forced snuggle cases, but people talk about people going ER, and like people are so confused. Like, oh, why did this guy go ER? Like, oh my gosh! Like, the fact that you never talk about.
Are you talking about why do people do what they do?
Yeah, like people say. Like,
well, of course they're gonna do it because they're fucking desperate. I guess to some extent, or they're just bad. And use the word bad people here, but yeah, they just fucking want to snuggle somebody. I don't know, dude. People do weird shit all the goddamn time.
Who knows? I know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you never like. It's so funny, like, oh, you never talk about the cases of forced snuggles, but then when someone goes ER, so like someone dies, like get killed, like oh, it's a news story. Every news, like CNN, Fox News, whatever.
Yeah, we tend not to cover that stuff because like it's kind of like. I think we like to keep the keep the victim's anonymity a little bit secret there, a little bit to some extent. Like it's not like a crime you want people to like know about, like that happened to you, something like that. Like, oh yeah, you're the chick that got taken to the back alley. Like no one wants to hear that on the news. Like no one wants that. No chick wants that shit on the news either. Like at the end of the day, so I think that's probably why we keep this stuff under wraps. Like it's not like something like I don't think it's some grand conspiracy here, but
Mystery School.
What's up?
But I was gonna say, I feel like looking at a woman in 2021 and you're a sub-8 male is considered rape. Not rape, forced snuggles.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think that's
Mystery.
serious,
I tried. Mystery. I really tried.
Yeah, I know you tried.
I tried. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Mr. Topher, I respect your effort.
I really like. I just the only thing this does is it lets me understand that I am I am fucking alone here, and I have to. Okay, and everything I'm doing is correct, and I have to just I just have to
make the right moves, buddy.
look the other way. There is nothing. They are going to get annihilated. Like a whole generation. I'll just have to watch it. I tried.
Yeah, it's basically like we run back to women, but like there's so many other higher order like things going on right now that could totally fuck you over like in the future for sure. Like I get it, incelism is bad, but like the incel crisis is like one issue when it comes to like the whole grand scheme of things of like our government being shit, the goddamn fucking economy going down the fucking shitter. Like these are all like black hole issues that I mean the last thing that's gonna be on your mind probably in the next 5 to 6 years is gonna be fucking trying to get snuggled.
Yeah, that's why I don't get, because that's the thing. That's why I don't need, because if I need and the economy goes down, I'll be homeless. That's why I don't need.
Yeah.
I mean, could you even get neat bucks?
I don't know, maybe, but I don't want to need because like my parents tell me no, don't need, like get a job. Like,
Mr. School.
Huh?
Sorry. I was gonna say I want to NEET, but I can't because even though I have autism, I'm too high functioning. So when I went for the interview to get NEET bucks, they said you're way too high functioning to be on NEET bucks. So they're like, no.
Yeah,
so
that works. That's the system for you.
I used to need, but it's like my parents tell me, "Oh, you should get a job." Like,
hold on. I gotta add to the NEET bucks. Yeah. At some point, this government funding, even for the plebs or the single moms, and relying on food stamps and all that stuff. Like, where do you think that money is coming from? And it's gonna run out. I would say probably 2035 at the most.
I mean, look at the rent moratorium. It's like gone. They scrapped that shit. It's gonna happen. Like those evictions are coming, and like people are gonna lose their homes. This is gonna be a massive crisis for sure. It's gonna be a massive crisis.
So I think the next big thing that people need to watch out for is the financial collapse that's coming. Like personally, where would you put your money right now? I was thinking in platinum and silver and gold.
I mean, hard assets are always a good buy.
Yeah,
Hell, you might want to buy ammo.
I'm not falling for the crypto trap right now, but yeah, it's kind of hard to. Where do you put your money?
I have $300 in crypto just to ride it up and down.
Yeah, that's what people need to be doing. Like not putting in like 10K.
My whole life savings into crypto. Fuck that shit. I'm not trying to get fucking broke here. Like
you put a couple of $100 to play around. Hopefully it triples, and you made some good bucks. But yeah, people are just dumb.
Sweet God, it's a bubble, baby.
So yeah, like there literally is no fallback. Like the 2008 collapse was just government bailout. They literally mortgaged the problem to the future, and right now they cashed out all the money from the future, so there is no fallback ever. So yeah,
and beyond that, like the Fed's already been doing their a silver bullet for the last like this entire like past year, which is QE. They've been printing money like nobody's business. This is how they keep the economy quote unquote in check. But like they've already shot their silver bullet. Like they shot it.
So then now I'm just wondering, what's the next thing? Like this crypto stuff is the magic bullet for the government right now. Like they're like, oh yeah, we don't have to, print money as much. People are like offshoring it to crypto. Thank God. That's what they're thinking. Yeah, I would say
I can't wait for 2035 though.
Would we make it to 2035? That's another 15 years. I don't think it's gonna last. The great reset will have to come sooner. So I was just gonna add NEET bucks. It's not gonna work. Like the government doesn't have any money to NEET bucks for the people that check out.
Well, it's going to get even worse than that, though, because like you're not going to have money for Social Security, you're not going to have money for Medicare, you're not going to have money for Medicaid, you're not going to have money for all these big, huge socialist systems we have, like socialist government systems we have. Like, unless you just print it up, but once again, printing the money is not going to save you. Not in the long run. In the short run, you can keep printing money. In the long run, though, you're fucked, dude.
It's like what happened in Venezuela.
Or
I mean,
or Germany post World War I.
Yeah, Weimar Republic. Yeah,
Yeah.
That great experiment.
Dude, Germany got cugged though. Think about it. Imagine having to work an entire week to get a piece of bread that's to feed you and your entire family.
Hey, buddy boy, he might be up in a few weeks. Get a wheelbarrow ready for you, buddy. Cause get ready.
Yeah, my bro got a Mossberg, M590 shotgun. That's like the ultimate home defense. Like, put your money in good stuff. Is all I gotta say.
Self-checkout will be the leading cause of death in America. Very, very welcome to come to Asia of the rope. Oh God.
Oh yeah, like I remember in 2008? Yeah, when financial collapse happened, there was a lot of people that roped.
Oh yeah, because they lost
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Lost their savings, especially when you're like an old person, like you're at the end of your career, and like, oh, I have like all this money saved up for retirement, and like the economy takes a massive dip, and you're like, wait a second, what? I have nothing left for retirement. Oh my God, what do I do? And it's like you die penniless.
Someone in the chat said China is hoping America collapse before they do, which is so true because China is kind of, at least they're doing something about their incel problem.
China?
Yeah. Like,
I guess China can be more draconian than we can, but
they're like letting females geomax and not males geomax, which is kind of base. But yeah.
Well, in a way though, like China's problems are far greater than just the incel problem though. They have like, I've been watching this Polymatter guy. You been watching that guy too, Dralex? I think you watched him too. He put a video out days ago about their insecurity, the insecurity of their country, and like how like, man, they're a paper dragon, not really a real dragon at the end of the day. Like, and the truth be told, like if we collapse, they collapse too. Like they have you have these we are their economy, and we just borrow money from them, but we are their economy. So like if we go down, they go down along with us. Like that's the problem with having a globalized system, is that back in the day, like you had regional powers were regional powers. So like it's not something that went wrong in one country, you were kind of insulated from those problems. Now it's like everything's connected. So when something goes wrong in one place, it goes wrong everywhere.
Yeah, like. You cannot get a Chinese woman that's like under 25, like a prime Chinese woman. Like that's the thing. Like they letting
You're
prime
spurting
girls
out right now, bro. We're having a conversation about the U.S. and China and geopolitics, talking about women. You're spurting out. No offense.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly. That. Like,
never mind. You're spurting out. This is coming from a guy with autism. You're spurting out right now.
Yo, straight, did you take some pills today?
Yeah, I've been wondering, because you've been going back and forth about these single mothers, and then this, and I had to call you out on that. I was like, okay, single mothers, and then we went from that to forced snuggles. I'm like, okay, what are these two topics to you? Like, is something really wrong here or something, or what?
Oh, no. I have a lot on my mind.
You want another dimension? Like,
I have a lot in my mind, though. Yeah, I am in another dimension, but.
I have a question to ask you guys. Do you think the U.S. and China will go ER on each other in the near future?
Oh, like have a war?
They can't afford it. Mystery, was it Polymatter that talked about will China invade Taiwan?
I think it might have been him. I've watched all the videos, so I watched the housing one. I watched the other one very recently. So yeah.
Yeah, but it might have been the Polymatter, but then maybe China Insider. But there was a really good one. I needed to go back and find it via my history. But it literally outlined why China can't attack Taiwan, because it will be the end of China, like literally. So.
But I feel like China is the only country that can stand up to the U.S. China and Russia.
No. China's a paper dragon, as they call it. So imagine this, right? Like maybe it is Polymatter, but you got the million-man army. The majority of, quote unquote, grounds on the boots are single, sons of the family. Like there is no brothers and sisters. Yeah.
They're incels.
So
They're incels.
the government is gonna send, or I should say, the Chinese military are gonna send their only sons into war and die. The older parents have no one left to take care of the family or the legacy. And when the actual plebs start to question the government, and irreparable damage gets done, it's like it's over for the government. The government's only strong so as long as they can control their people or have acceptance from their people. And so, like for China going into war right now, it's over. Like if they do, like the repercussion at home is gonna be so great. Like I used to think America's such pussy. Oh, a couple of GIs died, or soldiers died, or hundreds of soldiers died. Like no shit, Sherlock. They signed up for that shit. It's a dangerous job. Like soldiers are out there to kill and die. So, you get like one US soldier on the news is dead, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, oh, bring our sons home. Like that concept magnified by, the cultural, country's conscious, like the government can't survive. It's over for China. So that's part of
You're
the
right
reason
about that. I
why,
feel like both the U.S. and
yeah,
China,
that's part of the reason they
cannot
can't get into war. Go
we
ahead.
cannot handle. Sorry, we cannot handle. China cannot handle another version of the invasion of Manchuria back in 1931 when Japan invaded China. They can't handle that again. America, we can't handle another Omaha Beach. We can't handle that.
Yeah, we're far from the we don't have a stomach for it anymore. At the end of the day, we just don't have the stomach for it. We can't handle seeing that type of that scale of death and destruction on anymore. Like we really don't have it. So
yeah. Or like a battle of Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. We can't handle that. Or the Tet Offensive. We can't handle that no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all about the proxy war. So the shit that's happening in Israel, if you ask me, Biden actually supports the Palestinians. Like this shit only happened because, like, just think about it. When Trump was in charge, like, where did they get the balls to attack, uh, or Palestine attacking Israel? Like, in a sense, Trump put shit into check. So it's all these like small proxy wars, like Richard Coper said, who's behind the curtain. And so, I think the U.S. supplied money to Palestine. Where these all rockets are coming from?
Could be Iran too, because Iran's a pretty big supporter of them as well. But
yeah, I would agree there. But there's always, like I said, it's always about the
or
money.
Iran, however you say it.
Somebody is profiting from this carnage and destruction. And the black pill truth is that war is it's all about the money. It's good for the economy. Like death and destruction is always good. And
Yeah.
maybe it is in that sense that we reduce the male population so we may have a better chance with women. That's a far stretch, but yeah, it's all about the money.
Can I piggyback off what you just said?
Yeah.
I feel like war is good for the economy because during World War II, a lot of men got jobs in the factories making tanks and guns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like in the U.S. and the Soviet Union, they made a lot of money from World War II. They made a lot of men were in those factories making guns from 6 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock at night, making weapons nonstop. So that did make the money. It was low-key a good thing.
Yeah, like arguably World War II pulled the U.S. economy out of the depression. Like it literally did. Like if you were an able man or woman, you literally had a job. Like literally, it's like unemployment when it was probably 0.1%. Like you would have to be, I don't know what the vol cell. Like you would have to voluntarily not work at that point.
Yeah. Find a way not to anyway.
I think this country is like the only country that doesn't care about its own incel problem. These other countries are doing something about it. Like this country isn't.
What other countries are doing anything about it?
Korea is kind of doing something about it because they're capitalizing on K-pop, but China is.
I mean, that's not the country though. Isn't it just like the kind of like the trend of the day, like the actual the society saying, "Oh, K-pop is here," so they're like pushing out K-pop. But like,
yeah, they are.
Is that stuff endorsed by the government though? Like to be pushing out that K-pop stuff, or?
Well, yeah, they are, and they say like, oh, it's international. Let's let white Floyds in our country since the birth rate's so low. Like they're asking like Floyds to come over to that country though.
No,
Unlike this,
like every government knows the problem. Like they literally do know what the problem is. They just don't have any solutions for it. Like if you talk about South Korea right now, it is part of the incel capital, if not second or third. Like 40% of women are not getting married. That's like huge, man. That's like fucking one in two chicks not getting married. It's like over. In college and I think in high school, there's like mandatory quote unquote dating and relationship class. Like you're supposed to, experience quote unquote forcefully through class of, going out with a girl or something. It's ridiculous.
We need that here
yeah,
in America.
exactly.
We need that here in America. I'm saying that right now. We need that here in America.
Yeah, and like what was the other example? I can't remember now. But
It's just
yeah,
not as brutal as in America.
government knows they just don't have a way to enact policies that's beneficial. So
These are douching about
now
it.
in desperation mode, like they're just trying to ban, or they're doing what they're good at, which is jailing feminists and banning feminist platforms. Which I
Yeah,
kind of agree it's the right step, but that's just a band-aid. It's not gonna really help anything.
yeah, you're right. It's just a band-aid. But we're like like the US is like a bleeding wound and they're not like putting a band-aid on it though. It's like can you not see the crime? Crime got up. Like, oh my gosh. You're just wondering, crime got up. Why is crime going up? Like, oh my
No, yeah,
gosh.
going up because like A, the police are completely defunded in a way, and B like just the social, not the social, but the political environment, the economic environment is facilitating this type of stuff to begin with. Like people, to some extent, I know I talked about this last stream, but we talked about the economy, and when it comes to like somehow we have an unemployment rate that's also extremely high, not high, but extremely high, but it's high enough, and we have job postings everywhere. So it's like those two things don't make any sense except when we have like a welfare system that lets people stay home and not work. To some extent, though, those people they don't want to have to go back to work though. They just don't want to work, so because they're getting a check from the government to not work. So yeah, it's one of those
Exactly.
weird things. But when it comes to crime, though, it's the same idea. Like it's kind of like you have crime in the country because people just like I don't know, like the economy's bad. The economy's not well. Economy is pretty bad. Economy's bad, and then also the lack of government intervention when it comes to the police force being defunded in many of these states. Well, you're gonna have more crime. This makes sense. There's no enforcement arm anymore.
Yo, speaking about the crime thing, so last weekend I was busy with like, Mother's Day, visiting my mom and family.
Yeah.
And then the day before, me and my bro went, shopping for guns. So that's where we put our money in, good copes too. It's like, for the first time I, fired like a real shotgun. Man, that thing is just, you don't want to be on the receiving end. That's like the ultimate home defense.
Yeah, I shot a shotgun before. When I was a
My
teenager.
right shoulder actually got bruised. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, also, I actually shot one too, dude. I shot one too, and I'm like one of
story,
5. I shot one.
Well, I want to work a job that
I wanted to add.
Go ahead.
That was interesting. Is that so I visited a mom and pop like gun shop, and it was actually interesting because the wife was selling handbags. And at first I was like, what the fuck? We're like in a gun shop and all I see is ammo and guns and accessories. And this lady's like selling handbags. And I was like, what the hell? Dude, those handbags are concealed carry for women. And what's funny is this blue-haired, just total SJW type of woman is like walking in there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I have your handbags ready." Blah blah blah. And I was just listening, and dude, trust me, even the leftist, conservative, feminists, they're buying guns too. And I was like, "Oh, so that's the brand." I think it was like Diamondback or something. It was this like inconspicuous, ladies handbag, but dude, it holds like 22 pistols and shit. And I know what to watch out. The guy was like jokingly saying like no means no. So that's just like
Yo,
some anecdotal shit. But trust me, people, even the leftists know they're getting their things in order, or whatever the term is, the eggs in a row or basket in a row or something.
Drawlux.
Huh? Go ahead. I think
When I
dog
went
can
to
hear you.
a gun store a couple of years ago in Vermont, I told you the story. The guy behind the counter asked me if I ever had a girlfriend. So if you're an incel, think about buying a gun. Just think about what I just said.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought about roping. The gun is the ultimate way to do it, quick and painless.
Nah, I'd say taking
But
pills and going to sleep.
It might not work.
yeah, probably it might not work. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You might have a weird reaction to it. You might end up throwing up all night and then die. What hell wants that? God, livers and fucking dope panda are having a massive debate in the thread about capitalism versus
What is this Grim calling me a fake cell?
yeah, because you're damn Drolix had a fake cell confirmed, had the girl fake cell confirmed. Look at you.
Yeah, if you mean by girl, like my mom.
Oh boy.
But Drawlux, guys, you ever had someone ask you at a gun store if you ever had a girlfriend?
No.
No, I haven't.
I mean, I guess it depends too. I think the people that work at the gun stores, they're pretty good judge of character, I would say.
Well, where I live, I have to have like they say like, oh, is this guy mentally stable? Like, you have to be mentally stable to own a gun.
Yeah, I think
Not
that makes sense.
always.
Yeah, not always.
Not
Though. Yeah,
always.
depending on the state,
In
especially.
Texas, like I know kids who had autism, who had Asperger's, and have violent outbursts in school who own guns in Texas. So there's that.
Well, I live in California, so like it's
Oh, California, yeah.
yeah, California. So like, I can't even own a gun where I live.
Yeah, hear me out, bro. Hear me out, guys. I'm gonna just say one more thing. Chicago is a blue democratic state, right? And they have the strictest gun laws in the entire country. It's one of the most segregated cities in America and has the most gun violence. Why is that?
Incel problem?
A little bit, but Mr. School, why is that? He's gone. Shit.
He might have stepped out for a few. But yeah, it's Chirac. It's the murder capital of USA right now, I think.
Like, I think in 2012, more people died in Chicago than the war in Iraq, I think, which is insane. But Chicago has strict gun laws, though. Sorry.
You say you can't purchase guns in California?
No, like, well, because I have to like have a mental like background check, and I've been to therapy, so. And the fact that I went to therapy is probably the reason I can't. I haven't bought a gun, but I wasn't planning on.
Have you tried? Like, I think you need. So I think the proverbial term is you have to have found mentally defective by a court adjudicated order.
Yeah, I am. But even if I try, like, I haven't even tried. So like, but even if I tried, I probably wouldn't because.
But yeah, my personal advice, like I'm a gun owner and a fairly new one, but yeah, like you don't. It's kind of scary that you don't even need training and all this things that you probably should be having it or should have had, like how to handle firearms basics and all that stuff. Like literally, you could just go knowing nothing about, even never fired a pistol before, and just buy a gun, which is kind of insane. But
Wait a minute,
yeah,
you live in Texas or?
I live in west coast of USA, but not in California.
Oh, yeah,
Nevada.
Well,
He's from Nevada.
the thing where I live, I don't see anybody with a gun. Like, owning guns because California has they're like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I
I
tell you a
think they
story
have
about the
one of
time?
the
Sorry.
strictest laws too. Like you can't have mags over 10 rounds, which is
Yeah,
such a cucked. Yeah. Anyways.
Can I tell you a story about how one of my friends brought a gun? So we were coming home from school one day, and we went up the street in like this it was like a Spanish neighborhood, and because he was fed up about who because what happened was some dude ended up beating up his sister 2 weeks ago, and the dude was a pretty thugged out dude. And so me and him are walking home from school, and Shay tells me to come up the street with him. And he gave this guy who was sitting in a Honda Civic some money, and then he gave him a shoebox, and the shoebox had a Beretta M9 handgun inside of it. You go back to my house and we're playing PlayStation and shit, PS3. And he opens up the shoebox and says, "Bro, check this shit out." I'm like, "Bro, is that real?" He says, "Yeah." And I felt the weight of it. It was a real, actual handgun.
Huh. That's how you get one in the ghetto, I guess.
Because what happened was he went to the Citizens Bank and with his mom's debit card and put it inside the machine and withdrawed like $200 out and just gave it to the guy and sit in the car and he just gave him the shoebox with the gun inside of it.
Yeah, most people don't realize, but getting like a gun legit legally, it is pretty tough. Like,
Mr. School, we were 14. 14, let that sink in. 14.
Yeah, that's pretty young.
Kids.
It was that easy. It was that easy, bro. It was that easy. I'm like, damn.
But another black pill that never gets talked about is like U.S. is the actual #1 exporter of weapons in the world. So it's kind of like finding or getting a gun illegally is kind of like a joke. It's like the drug deal. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the drug dealer trying to get drugs. I'm like, bro, you sell that shit. How can you not get it?
Yeah, it's also a really a disincentive to ever stop any sort of real violence that happens anyway. Like we have an incentive for like the world to be kind of fucked in a way because like we can sell weapons to them.
Yeah, and right now the real money, quote unquote, being made in guns is all the guns are being exported to Mexico and South America, and the markup is 5 times. So you could get a pretty decent quality pistol. I would say $500, and in Mexico it's like $3,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty brutal because like.
But Drawlux, have you ever tried to purchase a gun illegally though? Like purchase one off the street? One of my friends did that a couple years ago.
Yeah, I got no reason to. Like,
Yeah,
I got
a
clean. I've never been arrested. I have a clean, criminal history, or zero, like nothing. So it's like I've never had a problem. Like the only people that buy illegal guns are the people with problems.
Yeah, because you want to be. So what I was gonna say is that I got good grades in school. Yeah, had trouble, got into fights every now and then. But my boy, he was a straight up game banger. He wanted to be a game banger so badly. I remember we was in class one time, and I asked all the kids what they want to be when I grow up, and I said I want to be a spaceman. He said he want to be a game banger, like just out of nowhere, out the blue.
I remember one time there was this shooting that happened in California, and it was this guy that made a pistol out of a 3D printed pistol. And people were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, the fact that we had like
3D printing is very 3D printing is going to be like the new gray zone for guns for sure. There already kind of exactly. Legal gray zones. Like how do you regulate that with no serial number, no background check? Is what it is.
Yeah, right now I think the like long rifles, the prices have skyrocketed. It's pretty insane. The quality steel for the barrels, everyone thought it came from China, but it's actually from Brazil. And right now Brazil is in motherfucking lockdown, so nothing is coming out of Brazil. And so like I think a decent rifle was like $700-800. That shit's now like $1,500. It's like doubled in price. So then even the cartels are like, guns or long rifles is like, if it's 1,800 here, it's like 6,000 or 7,000 a piece. So the gun runners are making a killing right now, I would say, if they can get the goods.
New meme here. We have a new meme. Proposed measures to reduce fertility in the U.S. Universal impact, social constraints, restructure family, postpone or avoid marriage, alter image of ideal family size, compulsory education of children, encourage increased homosexuality, educate for family and limitation, fertility control agents in the water supply, encourage women to work. Selective impact depending on socioeconomic status, economic deterrence incentives, modify tax policy, substantial marriage tax, child tax married before single, remove parents' tax exemption, additional taxes on parents with more than 1 or 2 children in school, reduce or eliminate paid maternity leave benefits, reduce or eliminate children or family allowances, bonuses for delayed marriage and greater fertility, chronic depression. That's a weird one to have. Requires women to work and provide for children's care facilities. Eliminate publicly financed medical care, scholarships, housing, loans, blah, 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 blah. Social controls, compulsory abortion out of wedlock pregnancies, compulsory sterilization of all who have 2 children, except for few who would be allowed, confine childbearing to only limited number of adults, stock certificate permits for children, housing policies, discouragement of private home ownership, stop awarding public housing based on family size. Measures predicted to, what's happening, what's wording says, something, motivation to prevent unwanted pregnancies. I think it says extinguish. Payments to encourage sterilization, payments to encourage contraception, payments to encourage abortion and sterilization on demand, allow harmless contraception to be distributed non-medically, improve contraceptive technology, make contraception truly available and accepted, improve maternal health care with family planning as a core element. This is like very well known. Measures calculated here derived primarily from research David Science from 1967, Michael Young's remarks, NIH conference in LA, day, too many Americans, public health and blah, blah, blah. This has a source out here, which is pretty crazy. So
yeah, this one's from 30 years ago at least.
Yeah, boyo.
Yeah, I was gonna add that reminds me. I think there was a documentary in the U.S. female prison system. Like there was a low-key forced sterilization going on.
In a female prison?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they would do it as under the guise of like, the routine medical exam or whatever. Like technically speaking, prisoners in the U.S. get better health care than the average guy. But yeah, it was like some sort of cover up or something, and they were like forced sterilizing women.
Dang.
Well, they sterilize criminals in general just to cut jail time, though.
Here's one more. Let's see. I'm pregnant, having a scan soon to find out if it's a boy or an abortion. Hashtag kill all men. Men in the comment section. Sexism against men is not a real fucking thing. Sincerely, a man. It's like, okay. Nothing wrong here. Oh, boy. But she might be doing that kid a favor, actually, if it is a boy. You never know.
I was gonna say, she's doing us a favor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, as fucked up as it is, it's like saving a future incel from being born and then popping out a girl, increasing the odds of getting a girl, I guess.
Womb to tomb. Oh, someone's here.
Well, we have a lot of men. That's why we have a lot of normies in the server, including myself.
What's up, someone?
What's up? I see you're putting some morally correct things on the screen.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Doing the wrong things here. Morally correct things. Yeah. Always putting up memes. Random stuff I find. Let's see. So someone, you got anything you want to add?
No, man. I just joined. Where's Saffron told at?
He ain't here today. Not here today. Oh, Black Runner came back. I knew that. Yeah. Sweet guy. I don't know where he
Yo,
is.
what's up? Someone TRP. What's up, bro?
Black Ronin in the house.
Dude,
What's
remember
up,
when
nigga?
do you remember when MD showed that picture of Donovan Sharp and they photoshopped the photo with Orange Mama's pancakes?
Oh my god.
Yo, bro, oh my god, I'm done. With Solo TV, not Donovan Sharp, Solo TV. It was like
With the syrup. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Why would he wear that, bro, in public? Like, God, that.
I haven't watched Soul TV in a while.
You look like a church grandmother.
Because he bug dances and embarrasses himself to get white girls to like him. It's real sad.
Oh yeah, he does do that.
Yeah.
Isn't it just
he coons himself
Dexter,
out for white
actually?
girls? Yes, he coons himself out for white girls. Like he Uncle Tom Maxes.
Uncle Tom Maxes.
It works though.
That
It
way.
works. If you're a black man, it works. You might, yeah, it works. Uncle Tom Maxing, but you lose all self-respect and pride if you do it.
You know what I noticed, man? The right wing like loves their Uncle Toms. Like they have these like token Uncle Toms that they always put on. Yeah, people like what is it, Candace Owens and a couple others.
I think that Brandon or Logan, whatever this guy named.
Oh, ABL, Anthony Brian Logan or something like that. I think what his name is.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been on TV though, but I know he's a pretty prominent, not prominent, I guess, but pretty big conservative black YouTuber.
Yeah, he is.
I haven't watched stuff in a while actually.
Yeah, but
I don't think I've
Mr.
ever-
School, would you do that shit? Would you Uncle Tom Max for a white girl? I wouldn't
I
do that
mean-
shit. I would not. I would not.
Depends on what you mean by Uncle Tom Max. And in a way, like I'm not very like I don't act in a way that would be stereotypically black to begin with. So
I'm
like
talking about I'm talking about like full like right wing, full alt right, like MAGA hat, the whole nine.
like shucking and jiving or something like that, or what are you talking about here? Like
yes, like full like far right. I hate other black cells.
I wouldn't go as far as to hate other black people, no, but like I think that I would call out the bad behavior of the black community. Like someone says Thomas Sowell. I like Thomas Sowell. But yeah, I would you could pretty easy to call out the bad behavior of the black community without being like a Uncle Tom or being like this weird shucking and jiving like a coon and everyone want to call it, yeah.
Yeah, because what Solo TV be doing is kind of hilarious. This dude is like 6'2", like uses full like.
Wasn't he like wearing a wig at
Uncle
one
Ruckus.
Wasn't he like wearing a wig at one point, dancing around or something like that, or that's something?
Yes. He's like Uncle Ruckus. Like he gets the girls that Uncle Ruckus wants off the Boondocks.
Wait, does he really go that far?
Yes.
Seriously? Like, what does he say?
Gosh, like, dude, just the way he acts.
Like, does he say anything disparaging about the black community or something, or what do you mean?
He
Like,
just acts real coonish. He's actual coonish, like real sandwich.
Give me an example. Like, what does he do or say?
Like he'll put on a dashiki and like dance around white girls and do all this full cornball shit. Like this shit's so cringe. Like,
huh? Yeah, I haven't watched the video before. I just know I think I saw one of him wearing like a wig of some sort. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's like, okay, and he was dancing around and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well.
Yo, do you think Solo TV would actually improve his odds, like if he gym maxed and got ripped or something?
I think that's what he's doing right now, actually, working out, trying to lose weight.
Like I'm a fat cell too, and I can't take people that are overweight seriously just by my own nature. I know I'm fucking lazy and I need to get my shit straight. But if he actually legit gym maxed and was ripped, he could play the BBC Tyrone game.
I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know he was like
Solo TV. Imagine a fat Nick Fury.
I did not know that.
Pretty good.
You imagine he's like a brown M&M. Imagine a giant brown M&M candy piece for a head.
Yeah, I cannot take him seriously anymore. Like I didn't ever took any fat cells seriously. It's probably because I work out. That's probably why.
Yeah, but truth be told, though, a lot of curry cells do that dumb shit. Like they'll say embarrassing things about themselves in front of white girls to like gesture backs. It's pretty embarrassing.
Oh yeah, I've never done like that like self-deprecation stuff in front of like that sounds like that's really really bad. That's like beyond just maxing. That's like I don't even know what to call that.
I just have the similar interests, like normie game. It's hard to pull that off now.
What, similar interest?
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy shit. I did that shit in high school and didn't get anything. Trying to do it again in my 20s and like.
no racial, but he looks like a certain DBZ character.
Mr. Popo. Mr.
Oh
Popo.
no! I knew it.
I was gonna go there.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, okay, Mr. Fasty, Mr.
I was gonna say that or TN.
No, Mr. Popo fits too well.
Yeah.
Mr. Popo. Oh my god.
Dude, no, freaking Solo TV's probably guarding Kame's house right now.
Probably.
So we're at Kame's house chilling, bro. When Gohan pull up and needing a sensu beam.
Shit. So someone, I see you've been putting out content now.
Yeah, the animation.
No, I watched the video about the something about don't be angry or something like that. About anger. I think it was that one.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask TRP, what do you use to make the animations?
Hey guys, I'm just gonna be back in a quick second.
Oh, okay, I wasn't quite sure what was going on. I was like, "Did you leave?" No, he said be right back anyway. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll be back. What are we arguing about in the chat? Oh my god, I see so much stuff going on here. Yeah, public education sucks now because the state and corporations are in bed with one another. Public education
They've always been, I would say.
Oh yeah, public education has always kind of been this weird quasi thing of like, you know, the corporations provide the books and the education basically, and the government just kind of facilitates by providing teachers in the building. So
yeah, I would actually argue that the unionization of, you know, school and teachers is actually detriment to society. Like, I've met too many lazy fucking teachers that aren't good, but they're just there to collect a paycheck. At least in the colleges, you know, the professors, most of them are actually legit in the sense that they know if they aren't performing, they could get let go, and you know, so you tend to get better teachers.
And they actually care too. They actually really do care. The teachers, and like especially if you have a teacher that's in a union, she has like no incentive to actually really give a fuck. You want to know why? Because like she has that big huge government paycheck, and she's gonna get not big huge government paycheck, rather she has a big huge she has very good benefits outside of that system. So like when she actually you know retires, she has a huge check coming to her, or a decent check coming to her in retirement. So she has no real incentive to actually try.
The only time I had a teacher that actually cared about his job was like in a private school. Like,
yeah, private school teachers are very they tend to care more because they have to get paid decently too. Don't get me wrong, now I think teachers might be underpaid by quite a bit, but when it comes down to it, though, the education system is fucked in this country.
Yeah, I mean, having gone through the U.S. school system and also university, it's kind of like I see where the problems are and kind of wish I could do something about it, but it's kind of hopeless.
Teachers equal state babysitters. Oh God.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
No, education is not a socialist policy because socialism isn't state intervention.
Most schools today in metropolitan areas, teachers are very left leaning.
Yeah, they are.
No, I think he's saying here education in and of itself is not a socialist policy. I'm not sure if you're responding to that or just talking about the teachers. I'm sorry. But yeah, he said not a socialist policy because socialism isn't state intervention. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys were asking me about the what do you call it? The animations. I've been doing graphics design for quite a long time. Like I'd say maybe 6-7 years now. So I use the full Adobe suite, like After Effects, Illustrator, all Premiere Pro. Like that's actually quite a process. Like it's laborious and like it takes a long time to learn. But I've been doing it for a while. And I think the other question was about the anger video or something. I forget.
Yeah, I watched the anger video. That's the one I watched.
Yeah, you know, one complaint I had with the other videos was because you know I have a separate YouTube channel with you know actual philosophical content. Is that people are complaining that it's too complicated or mathematical, which is kind of ironic because I tried my best to simplify. So that was one more simplification, but I find that.
I think that's someone in the background talking to him, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
I just thought about something. Someone should make an animation with solo TV, like plucking a banjo and like a friggin' and some overalls, like barefoot, for like a white woman, for like a white girl in her past her prime. Like, she don't hit the wall and shit.
That's hilarious.
Solo TV in a nutshell.
Cycle you out and cycle him in. Okay. Enrique.
Yo.
You and your Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, I'm leaving my other phone to charge. So just got off work and everything.
What's up, buddy boyo?
Nothing much. Just got off work. Kind of got done drinking with my coworkers and seeing y'all on live. Came here to hop on the Black Pill.
Yeah, probably only going to be here for about 15 minutes before I hop off, but yeah.
Oh, damn.
Almost 4 hours.
Damn. All right.
You can stay on if you want. You can at least stay on for the last 15 minutes, I guess.
Someone, TRP, do a video on Oofy Doofy, please. Please do a video on that shit.
Oh, the next one I'm doing is on you on a date versus Chad on a date. Like I'm already making the
do that. Because when incels go on a quote unquote date off Tinder, we buy the girl food. We give her a full stomach, a full meal, and then Chad gives her a full stomach of his dick.
Oh yeah, no, that's how it's gonna be. Like you're gonna be there, and she's gonna be on the phone the entire time, ordering the most expensive thing on the menu, while Chad is the server that slips her his number, and then it's gonna end off with "lol." You think Chad is gonna go on a date, and they're gonna be like screwing in the back of the dumpster or something.
Yeah.
While you text her like, "Oh, I had such a great time today." Something.
Dude, home TRP, you've been in this situation before. You text the girl on Saturday evening, "Hey, what you up to tonight?" No, quote unquote, I'm inside studying.
Yeah, I know, dude. The city I'm in is like brutality, like incarnate, man.
You know that on Saturday evening, when a girl says, "Oh, I'm quote unquote studying inside," she's studying Chad's dick in her mouth.
The geometry of Chad's,
yeah.
Yo, TRP, I have to ask, did you take engineering physics?
No, I took traditional physics. What did you want to know specifically about engineering physics?
No. So Black Ronin just made me remember a joke that was in physics. So we were doing the calculation of the coefficient of mu, like calculating friction. I don't know if you know anything about that.
What you mean, like the UF and UM, like mu?
Mu as in the coefficient of friction. And dude, this is totally like a nerd joke, but it's like I would like to calculate the coefficient of mu as my D slides through the V.
Oh Lord.
Dude,
Yeah.
keep making your content because I enjoy it. I don't know if other people say it's too complex, but it's you make it a bit easier to follow along and how to make people understand their own thoughts when it comes to analyzing specific situations.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm appreciating the love, guys.
Yeah,
TRP.
We're all shadow banned here. But
I just wanted to add, don't stop
TRP,
making
sorry. TRP, I was gonna ask, can you do a video on Skippy, his blue pilled retarded ass?
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna destroy that guy. Like I'm gonna draw him like in the worst like Microsoft Paint type style.
Like he's too blue pill, bro. This dude literally walked that girl. He liked to go meet Chad. The shit he does is sad, bro. He's 30-some years old and still blue pilled. Like how?
I feel like it was his mother though. His mother kind of prevented him from, actually, becoming a man. I feel like she's just too overbearing and she's too afraid to be alone.
He's like ER. He reminds me of ER. Like if ER didn't like go ER, that'd be him. Honestly.
What
No,
TRP said, that's very true. Some people just grow up with too much influence from their parents or their mom, too many sisters, too many, like they're not grown up around men enough to know the another truth, I guess.
Yeah, but not TRP, Drelux, Skippy had on a t-shirt that literally deadass said, "Virginity rocks." Insult to insult. Would you ever walk up the house in a t-shirt that says "Virginity rocks"?
Fuck no.
Exactly. Like he's too blue pilled, and he's telling girls at the party that he's a virgin, as if that's gonna make his SMV go up.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the
hold on.
opposite. Like
I've
if a
also seen
woman is virgin
Christians rock the
today,
same
their
shirt.
SMV is high
What
or
happened?
higher, let's say. Go ahead, Enrique.
Oh my bad. I had moved somebody, and they were a whole Christian family, and they had the same shirts, like all of them, just saying that virginity rocks. And it just baffled me because it was like two sons and a daughter wearing the same shirt. So I don't really know. I guess they think it's like for the greater good, but at the end, it's just a different perception or a different feeling for other people.
I'm back.
Yeah, but Skippy is too blue pill to the point where it's scary. Like he'll do stuff like he'll like remember didn't he like ring the girl that he liked? Didn't he ring her doorbell a bunch of times and like stood outside of her house till she opened up? Skippy.
Yeah, I think that guy is actually black pilled. He just doesn't want to acknowledge it, and or he's probably just doing it for the YouTube clout.
No, I believe he's actually kind of retarded because as a retarded motherfucker, I could sense another retarded motherfucker. Like this dude's way too like he's retarded. I'm sorry, Skippy's just dumb.
Or yeah, that too. It's kind of hard to judge, I guess, from my point. It's like you gotta know you're that stupid or you're doing it on purpose.
Like he had a connection. He had a collection of fucking toenails. I'm dead serious in a jar. Like
That's
like
fucking weird.
Hell no.
he's too blue pill for his own good.
That is some weird shit. Who has toenails in a jar?
I'm not making this shit up. Look it up. Look up Skippy.
It's pretty
Dude,
extreme.
It doesn't even sound real.
Look up Skippy Virgin on YouTube. I'm not lying. Skippy's an actual like he was I think it was on Dr. Phil, I think. He was on Appa and Preach. They did a reaction video to him. He's just too blue pilled. He's not even red pilled. He's just straight up blue pilled. It's scary.
Do you think if he would actually ascend, like if he, looks maxed, gym maxed, got rid of I don't know if he wore glasses, but yeah.
He did. Even if he was to, some Asian bitch probably take advantage of him. If he was to run JBW in Southeast Asia, they'll because women can tell if you're autistic. Women can tell if you're retarded or not, and they'll sense that on him, and they'll use him as entertainment or use him for like money and fuck him over.
Yeah, it's probably even if he looks maxed, pretty hard to stay ascended, I guess.
But so many guys are perfectly okay with that existence. Like so many of my friends that I grew up with are insultier. We're talking like 5'5", 4 out of 10 in the face, and they're perfectly okay marrying like a post-wall like hoe that gives them once every 2 months snuggles and berates them on the daily. I'm telling you, like this seems to be normalized, and all their friends get together and they're like, "Yeah, my wife, yeah, I sleep with her once every month, once every 2 months. You're lucky." I'm like, "Oh no."
Dude.
Just escort max at that point.
It
Like,
doesn't
what are you
surprise me
doing?
at all though that those people of that low have such low standards at this point though. Like, they've probably been run down their whole lives. So like at some point you just kind of settle with whatever the market provides.
Yeah, dude, Egg White or Egg Boy, right? Incel dude. He's 6 foot in white. Had to fuck a tranny. He tranny maxed.
Why are you saying? Oh Lord.
Yep.
Wait, his partner is a tranny, you're saying?
Yes.
Damn. Didn't
I
he
don't
legit
understand
get
why
a
people
girlfriend?
I don't. This might have been. He might have got another girlfriend. This was from a couple years ago. But yeah, he tranny maxed at one point. Just gross as shit, dude. I know several dudes in my personal life who men will do anything for peace leave. Yes, we would. I've seen dudes in real life who actually simp for trannies.
Best they could do, I guess.
But you're okay with that?
I ain't okay with them. Just saying the best they could do. I don't know
Dude,
what else to tell them.
the sexual marketplace is so fucked up. You got dudes in their late teens and 20s simping for fucking trannies and Lambos. That's not good.
I mean, who are we?
These
Who are we to judge?
but these are 6 out of 10 5'10", 6-foot white dudes who should be slaying out here, like getting scraps. That's not normal.
It just shows you how severe the situation really is.
And now that that girl sees a bunch of decent men fighting over her, her ego is now inflated. Now she thinks she's hot shit, and she looks at average men like us as subhuman. It's fucking dumb.
Sweet mother of God. I need to get the Dope Panda and Daniel in here at some point. These two need to have it out. No, I need to get them in here at some point. At some point. I'm about to hop off pretty soon anyway, so. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do some last words here. Don't leave Black Road. You always leave before I do the last words.
Bro, I gotta go Coom and Jim Max. So yeah.
Enrique, last words.
Don't roll Cope and Jim Max, fellas. All right, later.
There you go. See you later, buddy.
Later.
Black Road, you got any last words?
Yes, I'm gonna go Coom and Jim Max. I'll see you guys next Saturday.
Holy shit. Someone, you got any last words from anybody, boyo?
Yeah, soon you're gonna hear words like this be normalized. This is the next level of cope. And mark my words. You're gonna hear guys saying stuff like, "Oh, I gotta use a condom. I don't want to get my boyfriend pregnant."
Oh my God.
No, thank you, man. Yeah, keep doing your thing, brother. Take care.
Heard that, buddy. Drolix, my dude. Any last words, buddy?
It's been a pleasure. I'll catch you next time.
All right, buddy, boyo. See you next time. Okay, let's read the chat before I leave. Oh my God, 4 hours of this. How do I do it every weekend? Do it again tomorrow, I guess. Might as well. I need to go to bed and wait slave early tomorrow. Sweet Jesus. No lives matter. You and this no lives matter. See you later, buddy boyo. Purge 2021. Heard that. I can accept that. Oh my God. Tired. Jesus. Blue balls matter. Fuck. Blue ball matters. Oh, you only got one testicle here. Hashtag I can't coom. I have no hands, but I must coom. Remember when the copes end, the ropes begin. There you go. Win on that one. Sounds good. Oh boy. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow, maybe. Maybe I'll do tomorrow. Probably will.